people in here, they've been inside from the start. They haven't had to survive. They just don't get it. They can't.
The very thing that makes you different is what makes you special.
Now I'm all warm and fuzzy inside.
To fight for this city. To be the symbol of hope that the Arrow never was. I am the Green Arrow.
Wow, wow, wow. Now I can't hear it without that.
I know.
No, I can't hear it.
We used to do it at the end, but then you started doing
I know I started doing the other things.
other themes. So yeah, you took away my fun at the end.
I'm sorry.
That's all right.
I know, that's what I live for.
Hello, everyone.
So hi, everyone. Welcome to the Fandom Zone, episode 48, week ending February 27th, 2016. I am one of your hosts, Karen, and I'm here with my other co-host, Charles. Hi, Charles.
Hello. I'm mostly here.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit on the DL this week. So apologies to everybody for my congestion and overall ickiness.
Yeah, he's lost some hit points.
Yeah. I need health.
That's right. You need a red bottle.
Yes.
And we also have a guest this week.
Does Tylenol count as a red bottle?
Yes.
Okay, excellent.
Definitely does.
All right.
We have a guest from ScannerDrome, and her name is Lola. Hi, Lola.
How are you doing?
Pretty good. Glad to have you.
Yes, definitely. We've been very excited about this because we don't get too many guests on. Not yet. We do
Did you
we do
clean
a
up
very
everything?
soft one.
You
Well,
had to
yes.
clean up, huh?
Yes, and I made a fresh pot of coffee, so feel free
I'm a
to
good
have
guest.
some.
Was
I'm
it
a good guest.
good?
Damn good coffee?
And hot.
And hot. All right.
I didn't have any coffee creamer this morning.
Oh, well, I put half and half down there, so
Oh, good. Okay.
hopefully it's good. I try really to bring out all the good stuff for our guests. And Charles doesn't drink coffee.
I drink tea.
Yeah.
And yet your blog is named Damn Good Coffee.
I
And
know,
hot,
right?
yes. It's a Twin Peaks reference, and so but
It's okay now that I'm here.
but
It makes sense.
yeah.
Okay.
But yeah,
Because I am addicted to coffee.
I love coffee. Oh
Me
my
too.
God.
I'm all about tea. So yes.
Between that and beer, if I had to choose between coffee and beer, I think I'd just go insane and shut down.
Now beer,
I
I
wouldn't
drink.
be.
Now beer I drink. So
I have beer right.
I'm
Okay,
Irish.
well then.
I'm Irish. I'm required to drink beer.
Coffee, beer. Because I can't
know.
have alcohol, unfortunately.
Yes.
But so you
You're
drink
probably
beer.
better off. Huh?
I will drink for you, Karen.
There you go.
In,
What did you say, Karen? I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
Oh no, I can't have alcohol
I'm sorry.
because of some of the meds I'm on, unfortunately. So he can have my beer and I'll drink his coffee.
There you
I
go.
drink enough coffee for both of us, I'm sure.
See, this is why we work so well. We complement one another.
That's right. That's right. And Lola can have some for both of us, right?
Exactly. I'll take it all.
That works, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So it's episode 48 of the Fandom Zone. Hold on a minute.
What is this bizarre segment?
Yeah,
Okay.
we tend to digress just a little.
Yeah, I think this might be the earliest I've brought Blaine out, but maybe.
Now, Lola, do you want to tell us just a little bit about ScannerDrome?
Yeah, let's do.
Sure. My partner, Bia Brown, he started it a few years ago, and I came in basically at the genesis. And we do video shows via YouTube every other Saturday. And we have a website, ScannerDrome.com, and I'm the chief editor for it. And we, write articles and stuff like that. We're very active on Google+, and I am very active on Twitter. If you go to ScannerDrome's Twitter, that's That's all me. That's all me. Every once in a while, like once a month, I'll see a tweet that I didn't do, and I'm like, who is that? Who's in there tweeting? And it's like it's real. I mean, it's really buyer's Twitter, but I'm still like, who's in there? Who's in my Twitter? So that's pretty much me. I like to live tweet shows, so pretty much easy. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say we tend to cross each other because I also have been live tweeting a lot of shows lately, at least the comic book shows. So we tend to meet on Twitter once every so often.
I love it. I love seeing the same people, and you get kind of a rapport, and you kind of know what each other is going to tweet, and you retweet it, and it's just really exciting. It's more community than I get on a daily basis, because most of my friends, they don't care or know about any of this stuff. So
yeah, I have more friends on Twitter than I have really anywhere else.
And this is sad because one of my friends in real life, I've always, for like 4 years, I've told him about my shows and everything. He's always excited. And the other day I was talking about ScannerDrome. He said, wait, y'all do video shows? And I got so sad. I was like,
I know.
I've been talking about this for 4 years.
And you're just now paying attention?
Right.
I mean, I really got crushed. I just went, oh. Yeah. And I just wanted to cry.
I know.
Poor Lola.
Yeah, because sometimes friends don't get it.
Don't.
Yeah, because they're not in the same circles. But the people on Twitter share your interests.
Your passion.
Right, because that's why they're talking to you.
Yes.
Essentially.
They're just as passionate.
Exactly. For some reason or another.
We wouldn't know anything about that, would we?
No.
No.
No, we
that was a show called the Fandom Zone. No.
I mean, I've never posted a picture of a celebrity and gone, I'm dead! I'm dead! I can't go on!
Or a picture with my hands up going, all the things. Yeah. All the things.
I wasn't almost late to work Monday because of The Walking Dead. That didn't happen. I couldn't go to sleep Sunday night. I was like, I can't sleep. That happened.
Yeah, I've never stayed up till 5 a.m. playing a video game. No, that's not me.
No, I mean, we know when to stop.
Right. That's right.
Need your 8 hours of sleep. And that's what coffee's for.
As long as I start at 5 o'clock in the morning and get 8 hours after that.
Yeah, then you're okay. Yeah, if you're going to sleep at 5 o'clock in the morning and stay asleep, that's good.
That's right. Yeah, so Fandom Zone, it fits. It fits.
See, we digress. It happens. It's what we do.
You see what I did there? I brought it all back around to the Fandom Zone.
This is why you were awesome.
We ruined it.
Yeah. No. You ruined it. You're right.
I will ruin it. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So again, Fandom Zone 48, and Lola has already proven that she has the chops to join us here.
I would say so.
Definitely. So Fandom Zone 48, and we will be talking about these shows: The Walking Dead, Season 6, Episode 10, Supergirl, Season 1, Episode 14, Lucifer, Season 1, Episode 5, Agent Carter, Season 2, Episodes 8 and 9, The Flash, Season 2, Episode 15, King Shark. I know.
I'm so excited about King Shark. I can't wait.
No, me too. And then we got a bonus. iZombie Season 2, Episode 14, Arrow, Season 4, Episode 15, and Legends of Tomorrow, Season 1, Episode 6.
Did we skip Agent Carter?
No, I said.
Okay. Sorry, it's the meds. I apologize. See, I'm going to be the one on meds this time.
Yeah, it's okay.
Well, was it you last time, Karen? Huh?
I'm always on
pain.
She's
always on pain meds, but this is just cold meds.
That's right.
Yeah. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge, say no more.
Just cold meds.
Yeah. Sometimes cold meds can do the same thing, though. So.
Robitussin, baby.
That's right.
I've had funny dreams on Robitussin.
Yeah, me too.
Mm-hmm.
Really wacky dreams on cold meds.
Pink and orange Aquarius type dreams where, it's the dawning of the
I had a dream once. Again, I'm going to digress here just for a second because this is wacky. I had a dream once that my cats were reincarnated and their fur, instead of where it was black, it was brown because they were reincarnated. And I had that dream because I was on cold meds.
That's That sounds like a cool dream.
It was pretty cool, actually.
So it's kind of like you have the black canary and the white canary. You have the black feline and the brown feline.
Right. They're
Now,
they're
go ahead.
tabbies and they're black and white, so it was white and kind of a brownish color on there. What
Either
about
that,
tuxedo?
either that. Is it possible that they're from Earth too?
Could be.
Ooh, I like that
Alright.
theory.
See, they could have been Earth too.
Doppelgangers.
Because in that life, another male cat came and did his thing with the female cat, and they have a slightly different color.
That's right.
Hmm.
So they were watered down versions of my Earth cats.
Of course. Well, Earth 2 is always watered down because
course.
I'm guessing we're Earth 1. I mean, I always kind of.
Oh yes, we're Earth Prime, definitely.
We're Earth Prime.
Definitely.
Although part of me wants to be on the Earth with Supergirl.
No, we're Earth Prime.
We're Earth Prime. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you can cross over like Barry Allen does and come back. So it's
Sure.
yeah, why not?
Will he bring me? I mean, I've never asked him. Maybe he'll bring me next.
Sure.
Okay.
Just ask him real nice to sing. If you sing, he'll go.
I'll take you.
All right. Yay, Flash. I mean, if you don't mind, I'm going to digress for a moment.
Yeah, sure. Hold on.
But
It's just bizarre segue. That's
Okay, now you can.
Yeah.
Blaine says so.
Blaine says so.
on Arrow,
Mhm.
when the baby mama was introduced,
Uh-huh.
notice, okay, when Vixen was sniffing the Flash doll,
Uh-huh.
and
Yes.
someone said, and she said, "Don't tell Barry."
Yeah.
Don't you think she kind of outed Barry to the baby mama?
Yeah.
Yes.
Much
That's,
so.
what I said. I was like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
This
we'll
is
get
an
into that, but,
chat
but
about giving away.
Arrow and the Flash are the worst about secret identity.
They are seriously the worst.
And we'll get into that, but
Yeah.
yeah.
All right.
All right, dive in.
Let's start with The Walking Dead. Season 6, episode 10, The Next World.
Yes.
And shall I give my story titles?
Yes, please.
All right. I have as the A story 10-4 Good Buddy. And the B story is Mama, Don't Let Your Babies Grow Up to Be Zombies.
Nice.
And that's in reference to, what's her name? Coming back. The chickie who ruled Alexandria.
Oh, Deanna.
Deanna.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Thank you. Yes. Yep.
And them all being out in the woods.
Right. I was trying to figure out where you're going with that, but okay. Yeah. Deanna.
Yeah. And C story Rude Awakening.
That was very rude.
It
Although
was-
I'd
Yes.
love to see Jesus after I did something like that. That would be awesome.
Sometimes you call him.
You call him and he comes. Now,
That's right.
now, in all fairness, it would have been better to see God, because sometimes you call God.
Correct. Right. Right.
That's
Some
okay.
some people see Jesus. It just
Some people
happens.
see
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah. It does. It happens either way.
And apparently Rashon are some of those people.
That's right. Rashon has
Wait.
finally happened.
Yeah, we have to say Rashon is now officially a thing.
Yeah. In fact, let's start there.
Yes.
Rashon is a thing.
hmm
And if you watch The Talking Dead, do you watch The Talking Dead, Lola?
I do.
Yep.
Okay. We had Michonne, the actress who plays Michonne, on the Talking Dead.
Denai Guerrera. Yes.
Correct.
Yep.
Along with Nathan Fillion
Yes.
and Jesus.
And the actor's really, is he English, I think, or Australian?
Australian.
He's Australian?
Yeah. Or New Zealand.
Tom Payne.
Yeah, Tom Payne. Thank you.
You're welcome.
That's so cool.
Yeah, it was odd to see him talk after seeing him in that hour-long episode and then having that accent come out of his mouth. It always surprises me after they have such a flawless American accent. Just,
You
you
mean
know.
like Andrew Lincoln when he's
Yeah, well,
he's-
no, I already knew Andrew Lincoln was English because
No,
of
but-
Love Actually, but yeah.
But you know that first time when he came on Talking Dead or was interviewed or something, and you're like, "Whoa, Rick has a British accent."
No, I already knew he had a British accent.
But I'm
'Cause
saying
I-
it was like that. It was like that.
Well, yeah, it would have been if I didn't know.
It's still weird hearing it, even though I know he's English. I've gotten so used to the Southern drawl. And then
Right?
to hear him with such a posh English accent, it's like, you're so fancy. Where'd you get so fancy?
Fancy. Too fancy.
Carl.
Oh.
Carl.
Carl.
Carl. I'm sorry. I grew up in the South. I don't know anyone who
Oh, want to show you the new world, Carl.
Oh,
Carl,
here, have some mince, Michonne.
I got an eye on you, Carl. You got it. You only got one eye. Did you know that, Carl?
I think I'll give you a hand. Get it?
Oh,
Get it?
Although that hasn't happened.
yet.
I know. Yet.
We'll
Yet.
see. Maybe it will. They have
Yeah.
like a roundabout way of doing things. A lot of the comic stories do come to fruition. It just kind of comes a little later, or in a slightly
Yeah,
different way.
it takes a weavy,
Yeah, very
interesting path, but it gets there
Yeah.
eventually.
So, votes from us three. How do you feel about Rishon?
I'm all for it.
Yep.
I'm for it because I mean, for some reason he had his eyes on Jessie, who he'd known like a minute, and he was all lecherous toward her.
Yeah.
It seems more natural for him to want to be with someone he's known for a long time and has become close to already.
And an equal.
And an equal, exactly.
Yeah. I give it 2 thumbs up as well. And I thought it was a very natural scene. And as we know from Talking Dead, it was their first kiss as well in real life.
Right.
Ever?
So-
They hadn't kissed anyone else?
They hadn't, well, no,
Oh, that's sad.
each other.
Just long. I mean, they're lucky in
Their
their
first kiss.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm glad it was with each other.
Yes, exactly. I like you, Lola.
I do too.
I like
do
you
too.
too. I like you too.
All right. And the secondary story, Mama, Don't Let Your Babies Grow Up to Be Zombies. I'm going to just get to this because it was pretty short. Now, we did have 2 parts to this story where her son, Deanna's son,
Spencer.
had seen
Yeah.
her out in the forest area and wanted to put her out of her misery. And that was very touching. But also, on a side note, Carl had seen her as well and wanted to keep an eye on her. Pardon that.
He
I
only
mean,
had one.
I'm not trying to be funny. That was actually just the phrase I wanted to use. I slowed it down because I didn't want to seem insensitive, but he wanted to keep an eye on her, and he didn't want to stop doing that. He didn't want to kill her. He wanted someone he cared about, who cared about her, to kill her. And so I guess he wanted Spencer to come out there. Maybe he was watching Spencer out there, that he had seen Spencer out there. And then he had that talk with Michonne saying that he would do it for her, considering her family, which was very touching, I thought.
Very sweet, but my first thought was, it's kind of gruesome too.
Well, yeah, but again, it's
Hey, want to watch me put my mom down?
Yeah, well, it's the next world. I mean, it's the title of the episode, and it is essentially, it's essentially what this episode was about, and all 3 storylines. And I have to say, the main storyline with the truck, I just tweeted out a link to, I don't know if you saw it, Charles. Somebody put the Benny Hill theme song to
Oh, no, I haven't seen that yet.
them racing around the field.
Yeah.
Oh God, that's awesome. That's perfect.
That drove me nuts, that whole sequence.
Me too.
Because I'm thinking, once again, Daryl, somebody gets the drop on Daryl and steals stuff from him.
Right.
No, he doesn't have anything left to give.
Mr. Cool Badass guy keeps getting robbed.
I have to say
Cold.
that these 2 guys are supposedly the savviest guys, and they keep squeaking by and not getting killed, and they're really smart, and they come up with these great plans, and they never work.
Nope.
Right? They're like the John Crichton of The Walking Dead.
And how that truck would have been fine if Daryl wasn't all obsessed with his little vendetta.
Right.
He's like like Ahab going after the white whale.
Right. I don't get why they left the keys, or why he didn't keep a hold of those keys in his hand or whatever.
That actually affected my grade for this episode.
Yeah, I mean that
whole stupidity.
Mine went down. I loved this episode, but my teeth were grit during the racing scene, and I'm like, why are you letting this one dude get the drop on you? What is the deal?
Who cares? It's one person.
Right?
And then they're just kind of standing there watching the truck go into the lake.
Yeah.
Just like, oh, that's interesting.
Not running over there to grab stuff out.
Not like jumping in, trying to rescue as much as they can before it goes down. Nope.
They're just watching it.
Nope.
Maybe they're trying to make the point. Maybe they've gone soft, because a lot of people think that Rick's.
They kind of have. Yeah.
Yeah, they have. I mean, they're not on the watch at all anymore. They're just like, oh. They're like Beavis and Butthead.
They are.
Stole my car. He went in the water.
His name is Jesus. Yeah.
I wonder if he'll walk on the water. Maybe that's what they were waiting for.
Maybe.
That's hilarious.
And then they take the dude back.
I know.
Have they not learned anything from that wolf?
I guess not. It's like, you know what? At this point, if I meet anyone who's human, I'm just going to try to get out of there. I'm going to be like, you're going to try to eat me or electrocute me or enslave me and put me in a death match with a zombie. Right. It ain't going to happen. Goodbye.
Right. And Daryl is the one that just got ambushed on the road by those guys.
Right.
And you would think he might be a little gun shy. And again, gun shy. I'm sorry. I don't mean to do all these weird puns. Those guys were pretty funny, actually, last week, I thought. That one guy.
I liked how they just, boom, just exploded.
I loved that.
The RPG was great.
That was, I think, my favorite scene of last week. I'm still thinking about it.
Yeah, because, they were so annoying, and it's like, oh, part of you just wants them to just blow up. Just stop talking. And then it happened. It's like, whoa, that's awesome.
Right. So I think that's pretty much it for this episode. Lola, what do you give this episode grade-wise?
Well, first of all, let me say, if it had just been the end scene with Rashon, it would have been a 10.
Yeah.
But all the wandering around with Jesus, that kind of brought it down. So I'm giving it 7 roaming Deannas.
Oh, very nice. Very nice.
And how about you, Charles?
I also downgraded because of the wackiness of that truck in the lake scene.
Mm-hmm.
I gave it 8 out of 10 stolen supply trucks in the lake.
Okay. And I gave it 7.5 idiotic moves by guys that should know better.
Mm-hmm.
Very good. I like that.
Yep. I was embarrassed for my gender.
I was embarrassed for them, period. Because they're supposed to be.
I have to think if Carol and Michonne were doing this, that truck would have been back at Alexandria like that.
Already.
Yeah.
They would have just gone straight back. They wouldn't have stopped for anything.
So
maybe there's a soda back there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They should have sent Carol and Michonne.
Right.
Hands down.
It would have already been back at the place. Yeah. Okay, so now on to Supergirl.
Truth, justice, and the American way.
There you go. Yep. Meanwhile. Okay, so A story, B story, C story. A story is I never promised you a rose, Warden.
Cute.
Thank you.
Very clever.
B story is morality clause with a W.
Mm.
Wow. Cat.
Wow.
Yeah, and C story is the devil wears lycra.
Mm.
Ooh, he probably does. We'll have to look at Lucifer sometime. We'll have to look and see if Lucifer ever wears lycra.
And that is, of course, the reference to her hiring the second assistant.
Because the show isn't enough, the devil wears Prada.
Right.
We have to make it even more the devil wears Prada.
Cutthroat.
By giving Kara competition.
Right.
In the office.
Right.
Yes.
So I just want to touch on that right away, bringing Siobhan in. Now, my thought on this is, yes, it's trite and it's very predictable. However,
right.
I have to say it's not surprising knowing Kat.
Mm-hmm.
No, because, she's going to be vindictive and for a while.
And not just that, but I think she thinks of them as her ant farm.
Ooh.
And she loves to look through the glass to see what happens.
Hit them against each other.
Interesting.
Yes. I do. I think that's why she hired Lucy, because she wanted to see where that dynamic was going to go with Kara kind of being infatuated with James and then hiring James's girlfriend to work there too.
That's a really good analogy.
Yeah. I really do think she loves watching those dynamics happen and seeing them sitting out there. And she walked up.
Tapping the glass.
Yeah, and she walked up when Siobhan was typing. She knew that Siobhan was egging Kara on.
Right.
And then doing the thing where she obviously calls Kara by the wrong name, and she knew Siobhan's name right off and said it correctly in front of Kara. I mean, it's very much a experiment in terror on Kat's part, I think.
She's needling Kara.
Yeah, and I think she's testing her. So whether it's a test to prove Kara's mettle because she thinks she can handle it, or whether it's just a fun game for her, I think she's definitely doing it deliberately.
Oh, yeah.
So, what do you guys think?
I totally agree with that.
I think, I hope that Kat's doing it because she thinks that Kara needs to be focused and maybe needs some more ambition, and maybe she thinks that pitting her against someone will kind of rev up that ambition.
Mm-hmm.
But part of me thinks maybe she's just being, catty and manipulative. It's so hard to tell. It's so hard
I know,
to tell,
right?
Kat.
It is. It's very difficult to tell.
I would lean more on the catty and manipulative side.
Yeah. And I think somewhere in her head, she thinks Kara can amp things up. Like somewhere she's using that as an excuse. But there's also that sadistic side to her.
Right.
That does it just to see what'll happen. So it might be a little bit of both.
Yeah, it's like there's a surface reason, huh?
More on the catty side.
And we'll see how Siobhan plays out, considering she's more than she appears.
Right. And I don't know how long it will be. We know that by the crossover, she will have completed that change into the
Silver Banshee. Yes.
So by the end of March, she will be the Silver Banshee. So we'll see how long that will take.
Now the question is she already the Silver Banshee? Or does she become... Yes, exactly.
Right. Although she looks like she's just a bitchy bitch right now.
Right.
So we'll see. Now, morality clause, that's pretty much the whole... The theme of the entire episode is the morality in both the Master Jailer and the DEO, that they're imposing their own morality on the prisoners that they keep. And this is a theme in these Berlanti shows. On The Flash, they keep all the metahumans in their own jail that doesn't conform to the real world jail. It's kind of their own Guantanamo.
The black hole, black
right.
house.
Exactly. And on Arrow, same thing. They have the island where they keep all those people there.
Right. Or they also had where Amanda Waller in the Suicide Squad were keep at Belle Reeves.
Exactly, Belle Reeves. Right. Nothing on Legends, of course, because they're mobile. But
right.
The mobile unit.
Exactly. But I'm guessing if they needed to do something, they would have some way to get rid of someone.
Well, I bet in 2146 the Time Masters have something. They do.
Exactly. So this is definitely a theme. And this is new that they had a famous human detained in the DEO. And that made the difference, is that they couldn't impose their own morality on him, on Max. And I enjoyed that first interchange that Kara had with him, where she says, I was informed that you got your Netflix.
Yeah, I loved that. I'm like, yay, Netflix.
Yeah. But then when she walked out, I thought, that's not exactly fair. Now, I don't want him to cause havoc, but where he is not what he deserves. Should he be in prison? Maybe. I mean, they have dirt on him. He's done some bad things.
Well,
Maybe go to prison.
He created Bizarro, and Bizarro was, causing all kinds of havoc throughout the city.
Right. And he's broken real laws.
Yeah.
So maybe they should turn that stuff over to the real authorities
Right.
Well,
and let them handle it.
Mm-hmm.
Just for capturing the people in coma who are in comas and then experimenting on them, and some of them died. That's murder. I
Right.
mean, they definitely could get him on that.
Right. Now they're saying, well, his lawyers would have him out. Okay, but that's not their call.
That's like a hand wave because,
Right.
the evidence is there.
Right.
You would think.
And it's honestly not their call. So Kara did exactly the right thing. And I think James also did the right thing in saying, when Kat is giving me morality advice,
You gotta listen.
Yeah.
yeah, then I have to. Now, the other part of that, the other side to that coin with him, we're going to start this early
Mm-hmm.
with him saying, I need to tell Lucy who you are.
Yeah.
Not so much.
No.
It's like, do you remember who her dad is? Do you
Right.
realize why this might not be the best idea?
Right. Not to mention the fact that it should have absolutely no impact on his relationship romantically.
Mm-hmm.
If it breaks up your relationship to be friends with the superhero that you can't give out their alias,
Mm-hmm.
then you don't have a very good relationship. Maybe that's a sign.
Well, and this wasn't a problem with Superman because
No, they broke up over Superman.
oh, they did. See, I forgot.
Yeah,
about
she
that.
actually said that. She said that's why they had problems in the first place in this episode.
So this is really Lucy giving James a second chance, and if he doesn't, then that's it.
Right. And if that's the ultimatum, then
Yeah.
maybe it's not the relationship he should be in.
Maybe.
And this is the thing that gets me about these shows is there's a reason you shouldn't give out those things. This is his confidential informant. He's a reporter.
Yes. Protecting a source.
You don't tell your significant other that source.
You don't tell your mother. You don't tell your children. You don't tell
Right.
anybody.
Right. When you're a policeman, like on The Flash, you don't tell your significant other the details of a case you're working on. So if you're Eddie Thawne, you don't tell your girlfriend Iris that you know who the Flash is.
It doesn't mean he doesn't love her. It doesn't mean she's not perfectly capable. It's just the nature of the situation.
Right. You shouldn't wrestle with it. You should just say, I can't give you the details, but I have a case and it's troubling me, but I just can't give you the details because it's confidential, period.
Right. That's all I have to say. It's like I'm in a bad mood. I can't talk about why.
Right.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yes, there's morality that needed to be adhered to. Kara wrestled with it. She came out with the right side. There's the other side where let's give out your identity. And I say firmly no to that one. So votes.
I believe you're correct.
Yes.
Now, as far as being in a relationship, I think the only time it would upset me is if I were in the relationship with the person. Like if I was in a relationship with Superman, which could totally happen. With Clark Kent.
It could happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, you would want that to be transparent. Sure.
Yeah.
Lois
I
Lane
would
might
wanna
have a
know
problem with that, but
Right.
Well, if she's anything like her sister.
It's always on again, off again with them.
yeah.
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 And he keeps wiping her memory, which is
That's a completely different thing.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about that when we get to the Arrow later on.
Oh, yes.
So yeah, I agree with that. But this is not that situation. This is definitely not that. And Charles,
Oh,
you're-
yeah, I totally agree, but just got to keep in mind, remember who Lucy's father and her sister is.
right. So
Like
and-
Sam, she's from the, Sam Lane, Lois Lane, hard-headed,
right.
I know what I want and I'm going to do anything to get it.
And not only, but even though she's retired, I guess, from the military, she still has those connections. And it may put her in a bad position because she may feel like she's indebted to the government to inform them of what she knows.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
In fact, she got all that information about the DEO from her father.
Right.
Right.
So he probably shouldn't have been sharing that with her. What's up with that? You know.
Exactly.
Mhm.
And
They
she
just need to shut this down.
James.
Yeah. So basically, everyone needs to shut their mouth.
Exactly.
So yeah, it. Sometimes things are dumb.
Yes.
Exactly. But that's why we talk about them.
That's right.
But,
I should have named that storyline. Sometimes things are dumb.
Yes.
And then the main story, which is, sometimes I think the main, like the freak of the week is the throwaway story in all this, was I Never Promised You a Rose Warden about the master jailer. And it was a great story. They were actually so faithful to the master jailer. It actually looked.
I really liked the Master Jailer.
I did too.
I thought he was really now. Granted, he's traditionally a Superman villain,
Right.
but Supergirl's been drawing villains from Superman. That's fine. I'm cool with that. But I thought they did a really good job adapting.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing I had an issue with is like, well, the Master Jailer tends to imprison, not like guillotine, like with a lightsaber guillotine.
Right.
I don't know what else to call it. Lightsaber guillotine sounds good.
Yeah. Yeah.
But like I'm trying to figure out where that comes into play.
Yeah. Well,
Like
they
what?
were making it so that they found the victims without their heads.
Right.
Maybe it was
That's-
just a bad day for him.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
not so
Maybe
much
he-
jaily, more execution-y.
Yeah.
Maybe he didn't go to Positivity's coffee. Positivity's
Nice.
coffee and get
Well played.
Very nice.
Well played.
Thank you.
Very nice.
Well
I like
played.
that. Maybe he just didn't have an air conditioner.
He just needed a little smiley
Right.
face on top of the coffee.
Yeah, someone threw his air conditioner out the window, and he's like, "I'm hot and I'm tired of chasing these stupid aliens. I'm just gonna kill them all."
That's right. That's right. And he didn't like the guy from Parks and Rec. So
yeah,
there's
right.
that.
Yep.
That was probably it.
Yeah. The professor, just so Charles knows, because he never watched Parks and Rec. The professor was actually half of a couple from Parks and Rec who
I
was
knew it looked familiar. I couldn't place it.
he was the morality police guy from Parks and Rec. He was married to the woman who was stuck up and always wanted to like burn everything that was sexy. They didn't want to do the sex ed talk for seniors where they were trying to put condoms on bananas. And he was obviously over the top gay on Parks and Rec, and he was married to this woman, and he was suppressing the fact that he was gay.
But yeah, something's going on there.
Yeah, so that's him. The only problem I had with him was he's been on the earth for as long as Kara has, right?
Hmm.
And he didn't know idioms.
Yeah, he still didn't quite get the English language, did he?
Yeah.
Hmm.
So I can hand wave it a little bit because he's like that absent-minded professor type. But they were pretty standard idioms. So
Maybe. I mean, there are people.
cute.
There are, earthbound people who speak English who don't know stuff like that. Maybe he's kind
Yeah.
of like Sheldon from The Big Bang Theory, and he knows English, but he doesn't really know colloquialisms.
Yeah, I can hand wave that a little bit because it was cute.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was fun.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then there's that little tension still continuing with Hank and Kara because he's taking the fall for Alex. That's going to come to a head soon.
Mhm.
I mean, it's only a matter of time before that secret comes out because it's just eating Alex up. Alex continues to drink in every episode. And I'm wondering if they're going to put that alcoholic cat storyline on Alex.
We already did that on Arrow.
I
We
hope
already
not.
know
I
the
hope not.
whole
We don't need to go there.
Yeah, well, she's always got a beer or a glass of wine in her hand in every episode.
There is absolutely nothing wrong with that. I finished my beer, by the way. So, but
So now
I
you're moving on to
That's
wine.
fine.
I
Okay.
have wine. I had this on the side,
Okay, cool.
I
No,
don't
there's
understand.
nothing wrong with a little bit. But on a TV show, when someone's got
Now,
beer or wine, it's a prop, you know.
it could be because she's feeling guilty a little bit.
Yeah,
Maybe.
I
Yeah.
think so.
See, that's what I'm saying is
Mm.
she's, yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna come out. She keeps trying to tell her, and
Well,
She
yeah,
did. She did try to tell her, and then
yeah,
it didn't
she
work
was
out.
about to tell her, and they got called away or something, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
right. So yeah,
And
there's.
poor Jean is getting all the crap.
I know.
Josh Jones. You
Yeah,
can't talk about my family.
that's right.
Yep.
He lost his whole family.
Exactly.
I know.
That's the guy a break.
Yeah.
And I mean,
Oh, I'm sorry. My family, was destroyed by white Martians.
Yeah.
I don't
I-
understand.
She doesn't even know the details
right.
of what happened because she just doesn't want to hear it yet. But I'm guessing it will all come out at some point,
Yep.
and
It'll be ugly. It'll be.
It will
it's
be
gonna
ugly.
be really ugly.
Mhm.
They better have some like blue kryptonite or something around.
Yeah, because
Catnip.
because
Make her feel better.
yeah, and unfortunately, though Alex is well trained and strong, she's still no match for Kara. So if Kara lets the emotions get the better of her, then Alex could get hurt. So hopefully
Right.
it doesn't happen.
Right. Okay, so grades. Lola, how about you first?
7 hand-pressed brown-nosed coffee beans.
Wow.
Ooh.
Yeah, and I only gave the 7. I loved the jailer part of the show, but it kind of got. I felt like if some of the action was deflated, as much as I loved the moral conundrums they had. After a while, it's kind of like, okay, can something happen? So it was just, But on hindsight, now that we're talking about it, I'm like, maybe it was more exciting than I give it credit for, especially the Master Jailer stuff. So actually, I might move it up to 8 hand-pressed
Ooh.
brown-nosed coffee beans.
Okay.
Now I'm excited about it again.
That works.
Yeah, no problem. Okay, how about you, Charles?
I give this one also an 8. 8 out of 10 Kryptonian coffins.
Ooh, I like
Ooh.
Because Astra, saying goodbye to Astra.
Hi, Astra.
See ya.
That was a touching scene, by the way. Also,
And then Non turns around and is like, well,
next one's for you.
yep, you're next.
Yeah.
After 2 weeks of mourning period.
And rude.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, like,
I
come on.
gave it 8.5 guillotines, and really the reason for the 8.5 is that fight scene between Master Jailer and Kara with the chains, because I thought the chains were being used in a really great way during that fight.
Yeah, I thought they were pretty cool.
Fight.
It's almost like with Spawn.
Mm-hmm.
If,
Yeah.
If you catch that reference, so yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
Yep.
Very good. Nice analogy there.
Thank you.
All right, so on to Lucifer, season 1, episode 5, Sweet Kicks.
Yes.
A story, dead and kicking instead of alive and kicking.
Oh,
Of
I
course.
like that.
Speaking about the shoes.
Right.
B story, Doctor, give me the news.
Right.
And C story, if you know about my other podcast, Storming Her Castle.
Nice.
Ooh.
Because of how Lucifer turns up in the end, like a certain Rick Castle as Lucifer is going to turn out to be. Well, he's going to be her sidekick, just like Rick Castle is.
Right, because now he's officially sanctioned as a civilian consultant.
Right, because
You just need the Kevlar vest that says devil.
right.
All right, that's what they need. That would be awesome.
Right. My Castle podcast is called Storming the Castle because his character is called Derek Storm. And then Castle, so Storming the Castle. And that's a Princess Bride reference as well. So, yeah. So, Storming Her Castle is that storyline. And I just wanted to reference the fact that he has actually finessed the police captain enough to make his way into her good graces.
He stormed her castle.
And then
Hey now.
Chloe is actually along for the ride because she has given in to this whole, I'm going to keep you close because I got to find out what is up with you. Now, I do have a burning question here before we get into it. Do you think he's mortal? Because we haven't seen him get hurt by anyone but Chloe.
Ooh, that's interesting.
I think she's going to turn out to be something other than just human.
Me too.
I would
I
think.
don't know. I always get them mixed up. Is it the seraphim that's like half human and half angel?
Or Nephilim or whatever.
One of those M's. I
Mhm.
think
Yeah.
she's going to turn out to be something like that, and somehow she has the ability to harness him.
Right.
So, because
Because remember, she's immune to his power.
yeah,
Right.
So there has to be explanation for that, presumably supernatural.
And the fact that she and her mother were both successful actresses very easily,
Right.
Mhm.
wouldn't that lean towards them being some sort of charmed creatures?
Yeah, like they have the ability to charm to and captivate people.
Right.
So I definitely think there's something going on.
Yeah, that's my thought as well. And no one else has hurt him. He hasn't been shot or cut or anything by anyone else. So I'm wondering if he ever does get in harm's way, if he finds out that he's not really mortal.
That's a really good observation.
Yeah.
Well, and that's also. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. I was just going to say no one has done it.
Yeah,
Well,
I like that observation. This is me being complimentary because
Yeah. Thank you.
I thought it was really good.
Well, and that makes sense because he wouldn't know. He's been in hell this whole time. Presumably,
Right.
no one's tried to kill him.
Right.
And also, I think Maze or someone made the point that he seems to be becoming more human the more time he spends on Earth. So maybe whatever bewitchment made him immortal in hell is wearing off here in the mortal world.
Well, see, that's what he thinks.
Mm-hmm.
My thought is that it's only her that can harm him.
That's what I think
Right.
too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because no one else has shot him since she shot him. No one else has cut him. No one else has done anything to him. He thinks someone else can hurt him.
Mm-hmm.
But in this episode, no one hurt him. He's been standing in harm's way, but no one has dared to do anything to him.
He would have been hurt before now. With everything he's into, he would have been hurt if he were mortal. And I think you're right. I think something about her, she has the power to hurt him.
Right. So we'll see, I think, the next time he gets in harm's way and tries to get hurt.
So is it essentially she's his kryptonite? So if she's with him, does that make him vulnerable for someone else to hurt him?
Yeah, I don't know.
We don't know yet.
Right.
We're only 5 episodes in, so
He was on top of her and getting shot, and he wasn't getting hurt in that first episode.
right. But they had just met.
Right.
Because
So maybe-
remember, he kind of walked straight at that record producer that was shooting him,
Right.
and no effect.
Right.
But again, they had just met.
Right.
So maybe it took a little while to.
Maybe to build up.
Interesting.
Yeah, we'll have to see what happens with that. But
I think you're onto something there.
I did notice in this episode he never got nicked or anything. So yeah, no one even tried to hurt him. So we'll see.
Very astute.
Oh God, what's his name?
Amenadiel?
Thank you. Amenadiel has come up with a plan along with Maze to talk to his doctor.
Dr. Laura, or
And
Dr.
get-
Linda. Dr. Linda.
Dr. Linda, and get the inside info about what he's confiding.
Yeah, pretty sneaky there, Amenadiel.
I'm glad she's not my doctor.
Me too.
She's
Now,
just airing out personal business, huh?
Does Amenadiel have similar powers to Lucifer? Can he charm as well?
They're both angels. Remember,
Yeah.
and Lucifer is just a fallen angel.
Mm-hmm.
But
So he's doing
presumably he has the ability to persuade
Mm-hmm.
and
So
manipulate.
essentially, that's the deal.
Yeah.
He's not trying to persuade her into sex, though. He's just getting the
information. Yeah.
Okay, so there's that. And then Dead and Kicking was the main storyline with the sneaker guys and them tagging stuff and the double cross and blah, blah, blah.
Right.
Poor Piggy.
Poor Pig Diddy.
Pig Diddy. Yep.
I was very sad about that.
I was sad too. I'm like, not the pig.
Yeah. So now we have to look.
But on the upside, bacon.
That's right. Bacon, bacon,
I
bacon.
do love bacon.
It's bacon.
It's bacon.
Bacon.
Bacon. I don't want bacon.
So
Now I
Now,
want bacon.
what we have to look forward to is him being with Chloe in a professional capacity and continuing to try and seduce her as well.
Right.
And Maze being really, really mad at him and trying to undermine Chloe, showing up at the end of the episode.
That was really interesting
That was
to me, because for one thing, you got to see Mazakine's real face
Mm-hmm.
that you and I, Karen, have been waiting for.
I know.
It's like, oh, I want to see her with her half face.
That weird half face, yeah.
With her,
Shrouded in darkness.
yes.
It was very
And
cool.
they did that reflection in the mirror, and then that was cool. And then she's being all creepy, stalky on Chloe.
And another thing that makes me think Chloe is special is that she sensed Mazikeen was there.
Right.
Where I think Mazikeen would be able to mask herself a little better than that.
And then Amenadiel's working the Mazikeen angle as well. Remember, they had that meeting in the coffee shop.
Right.
And
yeah.
so-
Did you not love
So
that?
he's got to
scene?
come in. So Amenadiel's kind of coming at Lucifer from two angles here, through Dr. Linda and then through Mazikeen.
Right. Amenadiel's working it.
So when does Amenadiel start working on Chloe?
Right.
He may already know what her deal is, and he may just not be approaching that. So
Yeah.
I would assume he would know. If she is some kind of special being, I would think he'd know.
Yeah, unless Chloe's relatives have charmed them in order to hide her heritage, which
Right.
has happened in like Hellblazer and stuff like that. So
That's
we'll see.
Yeah.
I can't wait. I really can't wait to see what's going on with Chloe.
I definitely want. I'm loving that they're starting to get more into their own mythos as opposed to just police procedural dead body of the week.
Right.
that-
I don't
Yeah,
like. I don't care about the crimes. I just want to see like Amenadiel doing stuff. I want to see Mazikeen doing
I
stuff.
want it to be like Constantine. I miss
Yes.
Constantine.
Me too.
You are in the exact perfect place for that, because
That's right.
we used to host a lovely little podcast called Dangerous Habits, the
Yes.
Constantine podcast.
This is a
We spun off from that.
this is a spin-off. of
This is when Constantine ended. We were like, we got to keep going.
yeah.
And so now we're doing all these shows.
We like each other too much. We have to
Yes.
continue.
Yes.
You have too much fun.
Yeah.
This party is not going to end anytime soon.
And then, of course, he showed up on Arrow, and we squeed with the light.
Oh, that was so
And they
awesome.
mentioned in this last time.
That's right.
We'll have
He's
to
in
talk
hell.
about it. Yeah, we'll have to talk about it, because I don't know. Did we know he was in hell? I don't know.
No, we didn't.
That
But
was-
he's been in
that was-
hell about 5 times
And
anyway.
then- yeah, now he's in cancellation hell, unfortunately. But
He'll come back.
All right, so ratings for Lucifer. Lola first.
Lola, why don't you go first?
All right. I'm going to give you a caveat. I was really bored by the shoe design plot.
Yeah, me too.
Mhm.
So that's
You can
why
take from the grade, definitely.
that was very boring, although I loved the stuff with the angel and with Maze. So because of the boring part, I gave it 6 dreamy cheeseburgers.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I have to agree with you on the tagging and shoe thing. That was just that's
Yeah.
why I went yada 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 when I just said it.
Man,
Right.
Fashion designer.
We don't care about the crimes. We just
Right.
want to get to the good stuff.
Right.
I just want the Constantine-like stuff.
Yes.
Give me
Right.
the mythology and the supernatural stuff.
Right.
Exactly. Okay, Charles.
I was a little more generous. I give this one 8 out of 10 dead pig ditties.
Oh, now I'm sad again.
I'm pouring one for my pig ditty, one for my homie.
Water.
Pig drop.
Yep.
Okay, and I am just pretty much ignoring that whole
Okay.
shoe designer thing
Yep.
because I think it was almost half and half on the storylines, right? So I'm essentially just grading the half that I liked.
There you go.
If that works.
That works.
And I'm going to give it an 8.5 utterly confused baristas. Mazikeen, how do you spell that?
Right.
Surprise me.
Yeah, that was a good line. That was a good line, because knowing how much they screw up on that.
They
Yeah.
misspelled my name, and it's Lola.
Yeah.
Really?
I've said Karen and gotten like a K on there.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what? You can't spell Karen?
Now,
Uh,
how great would it have been if that barista was Kendra from Legends of Tomorrow?
I know, right? It would have been
Just
wonderful.
That
like
would
you
have
turn
been
around and there she is.
perfect.
That would have
Yeah.
been great.
Because
but-
she was a barista.
Yep.
She was. That's right. And I do love that it turned out to be Mike. And Amenadiel was like, okay, well, I'll see you next time, Mike.
Mhm.
It was very funny. All right, on to Agent Carter. Season 2, Episode 8 and Episode 9, The Edge of Mystery and a Little Song and Dance. So let's talk about The Edge of Mystery, and I have The Will to Survive,
Mm-hmm.
Black Hole Sun,
Nice.
and Forged in Paper. So The Will to Survive is Anna
Yeah.
and her seeing the will, which
Yeah.
made me
So
sad.
sad.
Yeah.
And Rose's reaction to it, because she's all like, "What is?" And she saw the wheel. She's like, "Oh, it'll be okay."
I know. It was sad. And then Black Hole Sun, of course, was the Zero Matter portal opening.
Black
And
hole
suck it up,
sun,
Wilt.
won't you
Suck it
come
up.
That's
to
right.
wash away the rain?
How did I know I was going to get serenaded when we got here?
I'm trying
And
to.
then-
I'm a little weak today.
I know you are. You're drinking Coca-Cola.
Well, it helps the phlegm gunk in my throat.
Okay.
That's why.
You surprised me. And then Forged in Paper would be that forged document and the double crossing that's happening behind.
I was so confused by the double crossing. I would make a horrible
that.
agent, by the way, because I get so confused. I couldn't remember.
Yeah.
I was like,
So wait a minute. Are you good or are you bad? I'm
Well,
losing track. No.
They didn't really outline it clearly until the end of the 2 episodes.
I would
So-
definitely need an outline.
Right.
Yeah.
So it was very weird. And I just rated both episodes, so I'm not going to give my rating until the end of
Oh,
both
okay.
episodes.
You can
I
buy.
got 2 ratings.
I have 2 ratings as well. So.
That's fine.
Okay.
I gave it the same rating anyway, so
Okay.
it's no big deal.
That works.
So we have Anna, who, yay, is fine.
Yay!
Fine-ish.
Mostly.
She's
Yep.
alive.
She's alive, and that's a plus.
Mhm.
Definitely.
Now, the heartbreaking part is she and Jarvis cannot have children. And I shed a tear about that because that is heartbreaking.
Now, I did see some criticism of that online, where they felt that Anna was fridged, so that it's where a female character is severely injured, so that a male character can be motivated to go off and do.
Yeah.
So I was kind of curious about your take on that. Do you think
It happened that way.
you think that criticism is justified, or do you think it was more like, well, it's a sad event, things happen, and
Well, that's how they used her. I mean,
yeah, I know.
it happened.
Do you think it was gratuitous? I guess is my question.
No,
No. Okay.
I don't think it was gratuitous. I think that I don't think it was completely necessary,
Mhm.
but it made sense in the storyline.
Okay.
It's not something that what's her name? Frost, Chickie.
Whitney Frost.
Thank you. I never remember her first name. Whitney.
Just call her Madame Mask. That's
Yeah, I know. I can see Whitney shooting her.
right.
I mean, so that was on point.
Right.
And
She's a bad guy. Yeah.
Right.
She's got to do bad guy stuff.
Right. And I can see her coming out of this not unharmed like she did. And I can see Jarvis being mad like he was.
Right.
So it's not completely out of the blue that it happened this way. I mean, it's not out of the left field, as it were. So I don't think it's gratuitous, although it was used in that tropey way.
Okay.
If
And
that makes sense.
And if you look at the big picture, you could argue that the same thing was done with Peggy and her brother, because she's being motivated by her brother's death.
Right. So you
So-
think? So you see, there's a parallel there.
Right.
Yeah.
I see where you're going.
I
Yeah.
think what they're trying to say is that
Parallel themes.
Yeah,
Mhm.
two
Yeah.
parallel things. I think the theme is that they live dangerous lives, and sadly, it also extends to their family.
Correct.
It could easily have been a son, just like
Sure.
an arrow,
Mhm.
So I
Right.
don't think it's necessarily meant to be based on gender. I think they meant it that, there are consequences. And part of, in the second episode, part of what they're trying to show Jarvis is that there are consequences, and not just an adventure. Real things happen from this.
Right. And there was a lot of levity on Jarvis's part up until this point.
Mm-hmm.
And he seemed to be like training and not really thinking about there being severe consequences to that. And this kind of brought.
And I did like when Peggy kind of calls him out on it.
Mm-hmm.
And is like, okay, look, you want to come at me? Okay, here's the deal. Like, I hope you realize, there real things happen. You can't just like, oh, it's not a great big adventure.
Right. She really freezes him out.
Yeah.
She is unhappy.
Yep.
And she's right. I mean, he would get to go home. He was playing spy.
Right.
He got to go home and have his meals and be in bed by 9.
Mm-hmm.
But, that's not the real life. If he really wants to do it, he needs to understand that, that there is a consequence.
Right.
Right. Now I think he understands it.
He can't have that personal vendetta when something does happen.
Exactly. Just like Peggy said to Sousa, it's like, you can't let emotion get in the way. Don't let our enemies have the information, even if they have a gun pointed at me.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, I just thought that was a really great.
Weakness.
I thought that was a really great scene.
I thought so too. And I also liked the whole getting out of the truck, getting caught again, and having a plan and all that stuff. And then Thompson having a plan with Sousa and Matt Bronger. I'm just going to call him Matt Bronger because that's how I know him.
That's fine.
I love Matt Bronger, by the way. He's so good in this. And of course, Ken Marino was.
Yeah.
I remember him from Veronica Mars.
I remember him from The State.
Yeah.
I go back as far as from MTV's The State. And then he's also on he's on Children's Hospital and Adult Swim and
Yep. And like I said last time, I remember him from Party Down as well.
Yeah, he's in that.
From Stars. So yeah, he was so good in this. The scene that I loved, and I don't remember which one it was, where he's cooking with his mother.
The first one, I think.
Is it the first one?
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah.
And then they're having that little argument, but you could see through the window where they're
Peggy
fighting.
and Sousa.
Yeah.
Hilarious. And then she knocks into the door finally, and and it's just her and
company for lunch.
And he and his mother stop fighting, and they see her, and she's like out of breath from like laying everybody out in the main. Oh, it's so great. I love that scene. So yeah, we have those, and of course the main part of that first episode is the scientist.
Oh, Wilkes,
thank you. There's so many names in this.
I know, it's like
okay.
Gotta keep track. This is why I have the notes.
Thank you.
That's a good idea.
I'll rely on you for names.
I wish it had that for Lucifer, because I was like, Amagamagamma.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I did that too. I remember, but
yeah.
Okay, so Wilkes gets sucked into the black hole.
Ooh.
And when they shoot the laser beams
pew 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 pew,
pew, pew, into the black hole and it disappears, he's laying in the little crater.
Mm-hmm.
And he's got literally black eyes.
Mm-hmm.
And he gets taken by the convoy of the bad guys, along with Peggy and Jarvis, and they all get shuttled away in front of the Mash Mountains, which is where they are shooting, apparently, because those are the Mash Mountains.
Oh, I didn't know that.
You didn't recognize them?
I did not. No.
Oh, okay. They're definitely the Mash Mountains. They're on the offskirts of LA. And they get taken away. And so he has some sort of transformation, and that is the main part of that first episode. Is that correct? I mean, was there...
Yeah.
Yeah, and then were some what do you call it, relationships sort of forged in that first episode as well. Some tenuous bonds made.
Right.
Between Thompson and Sousa and Matt Bronger, and between Whitney and Ken Marino.
I
Right.
just call him Ken Marino.
Yeah, me too.
Manfredi.
Thank you, Manfredi.
That's
Yeah.
good. Okay.
Okay, so you guys gave it a grade. So go ahead and Lola, what'd you give it?
This is a little bit of a sad grade because it seemed
Okay.
like the best thing. 8 handwritten last wills and testaments.
Oh,
I know, I just cried. I was like, ah!
oh, so sad.
It was a good episode, though. I liked
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. All right, Charles.
I gave this one. I really like this one. I gave it 8.5 out of 10 gamma cannons.
Ooh.
Oh, that's cool. Well, now I thought of something, so I'll give it my grade.
Okay.
8.5 chenille blankets.
Nice. I didn't even notice they had Chanel blankets.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even notice. When was
Yeah,
that?
he gave Rose the chenille blanket to put on her lap, to put on.
Oh, that's so beautiful.
Yeah, I know, right?
Made me sad.
Okay, so the storylines in the second episode, eczema, trust issues, and cop rock.
Woo!
Now the opening, I called
Yes.
cop rock because,
Because they were
Yeah.
dancing.
oh my goodness,
The Agent Carter musical you never knew you wanted.
and I still don't.
Yeah. Pretty much.
It
Now,
was a bit out of place, I will say that.
yeah, it's okay because it was her being knocked out and in
Right.
her,
It was
Hey.
a dream.
That's how they got to work around it.
so I'm okay with it.
It was a dream sequence, essentially.
Right.
Yeah.
And I kind of liked it. It wasn't terrible. And it showed how she was wrestling between the two guys and
hmm
and how she had seen people who were actually like in her head and then she went to black and white.
Yeah, that was
It
odd.
was cool.
I hope that's not the only appearance we get of her old roommate.
I loved
Yeah, I
her,
hope so,
the
too.
waitress.
Yeah.
I was very happy to see her again, and she has a great voice.
Yeah, me too. They all had great voices, really. And then I loved Jarvis came out and he had the women with fans and stuff, and then he said, "Wake up!"
Wake up! He was like he was the killjoy. It's like, wake
Right,
up!
definitely
I want to
was.
wake up.
Right. So that was, cop rock. I put that as the C story because it was just that little
It was
part.
sad.
there.
Right.
And then eczema, of course, is what's his name?
Wilkes.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Wilkes having the cracks in his skin.
Yeah,
Yes.
that was distressing.
Yeah,
I
very
was waiting
distressing.
for him to explode. I was like, he's gonna go.
Yeah, it's gonna go.
So spooge.
And of course, wrestling with that through the whole episode, with his eyes turning dark and then going back.
Which is never a good thing.
No, and he seemed to have seams starting and things like going under the surface of his skin, and
Right, awful.
it was weird. Trust issues was when Thompson and Sousa and the guy from that 70s show,
Kurtwood Smith.
Kurtwood Smith.
right?
Mhm.
All
Francis Bodiger from RoboCop.
that's right. All kind of going in together in different permutations against each other, with each other, never knowing exactly what was happening. Who cut the brake lines? Oh my goodness, it was Thompson, really. It was
Yeah.
Kurt Smith. Who was it? But I think it ultimately was Thompson because his plan was ultimately just to kill everybody. He knew that
Including Wilkes. Mhm.
right, and he knew those guys were going to want to stop him. So, oh well, and he wanted to kill whatever his name was.
Kurtwood Smith.
Kurtwood
yeah.
Smith, yeah.
Because he was an SOB.
Vernon Masters, but
Right.
yeah.
And he was just going to let Whitney kill him,
right.
and because who cares? Because he was going to blow up the whole building at that point, and Whitney up with it, and the mob boss, and Wilkes, and everything else in there. Now, wasn't well thought out because who knows what happens with zero matter when it blows up.
It could just blow up even more.
Right.
It's bound.
Exactly. It could make this huge black hole where everything gets sucked up into
Black
it.
hole
Well-
sun.
Right.
Here she comes.
Well, to be fair, they're not exactly up on their singularity
I guess not.
knowledge in the 47?
That's true.
So yeah.
So he's assuming blowing it up will make it go
Take
away.
care.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the trust issues thing. Of course, his plan was to blow everything up. And what happened was they blocked it. Matt Bronger made that little device to block it. He overestimated his prowess, however. It took him a little longer than 2 minutes to block it. It ended up working. Thompson came out and got mad at them. But ultimately, Wilkes actually did it himself.
Wilkes just kind of exploded, right? Or am I
He
remembering?
combusted himself, I think. It looked like he blowed up real good.
Blew up
He
real
did.
good.
Yeah.
Woo.
That was rough.
So, did I miss anything there?
I don't think so.
No, I don't think so either.
One thing I didn't understand. Okay, I mean, at first I was glad that they got free, that they got out of the truck. But then when they landed in the desert, I thought, what the hell are they going to do? They're in
Yeah.
the middle of the desert.
Right.
Wouldn't it have made sense for them to stay in the truck so that they could have been in proximity
That's
of the
what
evil people?
That's what I was kind of wondering. Is like, well, maybe you should have stayed on the truck a little longer, so you
Right,
didn't have to
until
walk
you
all that way.
get right.
Because they were just going to go and try to stop them anyways, but now they're in the middle of the desert and they're probably going to die of heat stroke. I'm like, wait, what's happening here?
Right. Well, it worked out
It
because
did, because they came back for them. The evil
Right.
people came back
Right.
for them.
right.
Yay, evil people.
Yeah, it was pretty dumb, I thought. But hey, it always works out for Peggy.
I did like their ruse, though, when Peggy pretended to be passed out and the...
Oh, she's so good at
Yep.
that.
She is so good. So I liked that. So they earned their cred back, with that.
See, and that's the plus with when you're a girl that can take care of yourself in the 40s.
Yeah.
You just pretend to be out cold, and the guy completely underestimates you.
It's
Right.
pure social engineering. It's
That's
like,
right.
oh, I'm the damsel in distress. That's how she was able to get in when Ray Wise, whatever he was, I don't remember what he was, but when she kept doing the zap to his head,
Yes.
I mean, he was like, oh, this is just some damsel.
Pussy girl. Right.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
she uses that to her advantage.
Exactly. I love it. It's perfect. And why wouldn't you, right?
You use what you have.
Okay, so let's
Exactly.
rate the second half.
I gave it 9 dancing Susas.
Very cool.
Very nice.
I really liked it from start to finish. Even with, I liked the dance scene because it was a little break from everything, and we got to see some old characters, and we got to see them interacting in ways we haven't seen before. And just the whole thing I loved. I was on the edge of my seat, Whitney Frost and Ken Marino, and are they going to be able to get there? Who's going to explode? Are they going to, and the confusion. What is Jack Thompson doing? What is Kurtwood Smith doing? Who's on whose side? I'm so confused. But I
Mhm.
loved it.
Okay, Charles.
I gave this one 8 out of 10 dancing Jarvises.
Oh, look, we were kind of on the same
Exactly,
wavelength.
exact-
Okay.
Very nice.
Yep.
Cool.
Worked out really well.
I gave it 8.5 nullified triggers.
Very nice.
I like that because that little EMF thing or whatever that stopped the trigger.
Thompson was
It's
just
not
like,
working.
damn it.
That's what
Okay.
science does.
That's right. Matt Bronger.
Always be nice to the scientist.
That's right.
Science.
I like how he kept asking for applause every time he did something right. Well, thank you very much.
Yep.
Like, it doesn't really work that way. We're on the
Passive
same
aggressive.
team.
Yeah.
I know.
Okay, on to The Flash. Season 2, episode 15, King Shark. It was awesome. All right. So I have shark repellent,
Ooh.
frosty behavior,
Mm-hmm.
and then the sea story because surprise. Okay. So shark repellent, that's the main story. I'm not going to really go into detail here. It's killer shark. They're fighting him. We'll
King
talk
Shark,
about
King
that
Shark.
a little bit. King Shark is awesome.
Yes.
He's a shark that wears pants. Enough said there. We'll
Yep.
talk about
I
it.
think he and the Hulk shop at the same store.
That goes along with the rating I gave it.
Yep.
So
Okay, good.
mhm.
Shark smash.
that's it. You got it.
I'm
I
sorry.
don't even have to
Just
be
spoiled
here.
it.
Damn.
Way to
Shark,
go.
but you have to do it like shark smash.
Okay, you do it then when we get there.
Okay.
Okay,
Way to go, Karen.
Frosty behavior, of course, is Caitlin and her moodiness, and Cisco hoping she's not turning into Killer Frost.
I really like what Caitlin did in this.
Yeah, where she pretends she's
Yes.
actually turning into
Totally punked him.
Yep.
I don't like that name, Caitlin.
Exactly.
But she
That
got
was-
the voice right.
that
That's
was-
kind of creepy when you think about it, because she never met Killer Frost. But
Right.
she got the voice right.
Well, I mean, it's the same person, so yeah.
Yeah, but
So,
there's a specific way she talked that was different.
I know, it was creepy.
mhm.
She did. She got
So
it.
Killer
And
Frost
she-
is in there somewhere.
And she freaked him out big time.
Yep.
It's a good impersonation.
Yeah, it was. And then, of course, because the prize was the big reveal at the end of the episode that no one knew was coming.
We did.
Who is
Zoom, zoom. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
We did because we figured it out. We were actually on record with that, so
I know,
we got our guess in.
Although it's still a little ambiguous.
Right.
It's still
Little
confusing
ambiguous.
because, all right, Jay Garrick is Earth 2,
Right.
and we saw Hunter Zolomon as Earth 1.
But
Ah,
Okay.
more complicated than that.
so
Let-
you want to go into it or should I? Go ahead.
Go ahead.
All right.
Okay. All right. You want me to go in?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. All right. So that Hunter Zolomon that we saw in Earth 1.
Uh-huh.
Remember when the Reverse Flash moves so fast that he can be in two places at once?
That's true.
That's speed images.
Oh,
Mhm.
So
yes.
so why couldn't Zoom, being faster, do the exact same thing?
Mm-hmm.
So that when he's just sitting there going, "Oh, hey, Caitlin, that person over there?
Sitting there and not really moving.
Not really moving." Yeah. So
Yeah,
that's Hunter Zolomon. Well, it's him zipping back and forth. And so, yeah.
But
And so the real Jay Garrick, of course, is the Man in the Iron Mask on Earth 2.
Right.
all right, but wait. Didn't we see that Zoom pull back a dead Jay Garrick?
Or
Or did he?
right.
Well, all he had to do was just kind of fake that image. All he said, he reached, he pulled himself back. Basically, yeah, he moved so fast it looked like he was pulling himself.
Himself back.
Yep.
Wasn't he? I thought he was holding a figure though when he came back.
And it could be some sort of amalgam of himself or a body.
Yep.
Or
All
something.
right, I'm gonna have.
It's more complicated than we know.
I'm
Yes.
gonna have to look back. Now, some people on Twitter had a good idea. They said, "Well, they could be twins." There's nothing saying that Jay Garrick can't have an actual twin.
Right? Or it could be him from the future or
Right.
Right.
It
Right.
could be any version of him.
right.
So,
But in the
Well,
comics,
okay.
traditionally, Hunter Zolomon is Zoom.
Right.
okay.
So they just kind of went there. They just went a really weird roundabout way of getting there.
Which is
Mhm.
what I was saying before. I was like, I like how these, even like with The Walking Dead, with a
Mhm.
lot of these comic TV shows, they get to the same endpoint. They just have a little leeway with how they get there.
Right. Right. And I really do think those two, the Zoom and the one he was carrying, are both Hunter Zolomon.
Okay.
One of them being maybe from the future and one of them being present day. And that it being a complication meaning that one of his incarnations is dead.
That's true, because if it's a
Mhm.
past incarnation, how the heck is he there?
Right.
Oh, time travel is tough.
Right. And of course, Jay Garrick,
Mm-hmm.
being the Flash, would be in that cage being dampened, his
Right.
speed being dampened with the helmet on and all that stuff.
Now, let me throw out another theory that could completely blow this.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Maybe he got that other J body from a third Earth.
Could be. Definitely could be.
Well, and that's
Because-
that.
Who says there's only just two Earths? We know
Right.
that Barry's going to be going to meet Supergirl.
And in fact, they outlined it in the beginning of this season where they drew on the board infinite Earths,
Right.
52 infinite, you know,
Hinting at the crisis.
hinting
That,
that they're, mm-hmm,
Well,
that
we've
there might
seen
have
the
been. I think
picture.
so.
I don't
Yeah.
remember what show, but in one of the shows, I think it was The Flash, we saw all the Earth around
Yes.
Earth 1.
yes. Right.
Yeah, the professor drew them all.
Yeah,
on
because he was
board.
showing the multiverse.
Right.
And I I believe that Supergirl is a different universe. This is my argument, and I've said this on Twitter. All right, on Earth 2, they have metahuman detectors that go off. Everyone has them.
Mm-hmm.
If that existed in Supergirl's Earth, don't you think Kat would be all over that?
Right.
That
Mhm.
can't be the same Earth. That would be everywhere. That would be a big thing. So I think
Good call.
Yep.
Yeah. Thank you.
Good call.
Yep.
I've thought about this.
That
I've spent
Jay,
hours.
that Jay is from her Earth.
Right.
Mhm.
So that's possible, and that would make sense because we need to have, just because the breaches are closed on our Earth doesn't mean they're still not open on Earth
From
3.
another.
Exactly.
Yeah, and that's how we get Supergirl, and that's possibly how we got that Jay Garrick.
It would have to be from Earth 52, though.
Really?
Yeah, because they use 52 on Supergirl so much.
Well, then
Like
that makes
Lab 52 and all that.
Okay.
Channel
that would make
52. Cat's main channel is Channel 52.
I think they've used Channel 52 on the Flash too.
Yeah, but her main channel is 52.
Oh, okay.
Well, then maybe do you think Supergirl is Channel 52 or Earth 52?
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Okay, that's cool.
So
That would
hers-
make sense.
Earth 52. Yeah, let's.
Okay.
So that's why the number 52 keeps reoccurring. It's just hinting at the fact that it's Earth 52. Let's just. Okay.
I'm just happy. I'm just happy that we were right, Karen.
I know. I'm
It's
so
just-
happy.
Just like, validation.
I was like,
We-
I jumped up and I went,
Paid attention.
"Ah!"
I was still thinking it was Henry Allen. That's who I was.
A lot of people thought that
A lot
because
of
of the
people
build, because of the build of Zoom.
Yeah.
Right.
It looked a lot like John Wesley's ship,
Yeah,
which would have been a cool reveal.
it would have. But it's
That
also
would've-
Jay's build.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah. I
That
was
makes
so
sense.
happy.
Yep.
So happy.
It was good.
And hopefully we'll keep getting Teddy Sears, who plays Jay Garrick, on the show.
Yeah.
He's got a pilot coming up. With,
I noticed he's on another show. He just got cast on another
Yeah,
show, so I'm
so-
like, uh-oh.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Unless
We're gonna-
he could do guest star appearances as Jay.
Now, again, we've mentioned this several times, but in the comics, the only person that Flash has ever killed is Zoom. That's already been broken on this show. But,
He killed the Reverse Flash.
right.
Yeah, he didn't
It's
kill
gone.
Zoom.
I know.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. It's already been broken on this
Right.
show.
Right.
But he will most likely kill Zoom, I'm guessing, if they are following the comics. Yeah.
Mm, I don't know. I'm not
Because
sold on
makes-
that.
That gives him a whole existential crisis.
'Cause Zoom was Wally West's enemy.
Yeah.
So
You think he's
Maybe
going to stick
Wally-
around?
he might disappear, but I don't think
Okay.
they're going to kill him off.
All right.
We'll see how it plays out.
All right.
Maybe they'll imprison him.
We still have 7 episodes to go.
Well, yeah, I'm not saying he won't stick around till the end of the season,
Yeah.
but
7, 8. Yeah.
okay.
would've-
And then, frosty behavior, big deal. And then the shark repellent. And all I can say about Killer Shark is awesome sauce. And I really, 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 it really reinforces the fact that I want a Killer Shark.
King Shark.
Gorilla. I mean,
You keep
King
calling him
Shark, Gorilla Grodd.
you keep calling him Killer Shark.
King Shark Gorilla Grodd Cross.
Showdown.
Yes.
That would be awesome.
Yeah. I'm sorry. King Shark.
Yeah, we
It's-
definitely need King Shark versus
Gorilla
Gorilla Grodd. Maybe throw in Tar Pit as well, just to completely destroy the budget. Just to completely destroy the budget.
Want.
But yeah, King Shark versus Gorilla Grodd would be fantastic.
Yeah.
I was
And
amazed. I mean, because he was so expensive for
Yeah.
just that little bit of when he first appeared in that little cameo,
Mm-hmm.
and then they actually built an episode around him. I was like, this show can do anything.
I know.
And they did such a good job.
I know. He looks great.
That
Looks
was
fantastic.
great.
And
I was
then
backing away. I was like,
and
oh,
then
shit.
they didn't take him out in a cheap way. They had it with like he's in water and he's like speeding after Barry and Barry's running on water. They went full out.
I know. Big
And
stuff.
he takes him out with his like electrified whirlpool, and it's just
It was great.
I loved it.
I loved it.
Yeah.
This episode had everything for me.
Yep.
So, ratings.
All right. Well, you already know what it is, but I'm going to do it again anyways.
Please.
9 Shark Smash.
Nice.
There we go. There you go.
Yay. Okay.
I give this one 9 out of 10 electrified whirlpools.
Very nice.
Ooh, good one.
Thank you.
And I give this 9 slightly ambiguous reveals.
All right.
Very nice. Flash is looking at me.
Flash is just staring. Well, he's waiting for someone to lick him.
He has those dead eyes.
Sniff him. I know, it is kind of creepy.
It is.
Like,
All right. On to iZombie.
woohoo!
Season 2, episode 14, Eternal Sunshine of the Caffeinated Mind.
Which
And I
is a
have-
playoff of one of my favorite movies, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
That is the wackiest movie.
I love that movie.
I have not seen that movie, so
Oh, it's a good movie.
It's very interesting.
I'm sure it
I have to
is.
say that. It,
I know of it. I just haven't watched it.
it bends my brain.
It does. It hurts to watch.
It does.
My poor mother didn't understand. She was
It's
like,
very
it goes
existential.
very much. It goes backwards, basically. And it
Yeah.
ends at the beginning.
Right.
So just think about that.
Right. Okay. A story, morning person. MOUR, morning person. B story, arrested developments
Mm-hmm.
because of her boyfriend getting arrested and all
Yep.
that stuff. Okay. C story, wider shade of Blaine.
Oh,
Ooh, he's very white.
Yes. Wider than he was.
Exactly. And he doesn't have
turned
to
a
go to a
wider
dentist.
shade of
Shade of
pale.
What is this bizarre segue that's happening right now?
Shut up, Blaine.
And I just want to do a shout out to Enrico Colantoni, who
Yes.
guested in this from Galaxy Quest, Person of Interest, etc.
Veronica Mars.
Veronica Mars.
Yeah, because he's what, Keith Mars on Veronica Mars?
Yeah. Made by the same person. Oh, and by the way, I got Rob Thomas, who did Veronica Mars and iZombie. He replied to one of my tweets.
Very awesome.
Mic drop. Where's my
Wow.
mic?
There.
Mic drop. I didn't that would
That
mess
was
up the
awesome.
audio.
Don't really drop it. Yeah,
I was so excited. I was like, thank you for replying. I'm sorry. I blew
that's
your ear.
awesome. That's awesome.
So
Whenever I get tweeted by someone famous, I'm always like that.
I like took a screenshot of it and sent it to Buyer. I was like,
Yeah.
he replied to my tweet.
I don't- I'll have to knock on wood, but I got followed by someone famous this
That's
week.
awesome.
Who's
Yeah.
that? Who's that?
The guy, well, he played Hunter in Under the Dome.
I watched
Oh.
Under the Dome. Now help me remember which one was Hunter.
The computer guy.
Oh, I loved him with the
Me too.
glasses.
Yeah.
He was so cute.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
That's cool.
Yeah, my cougar came out.
Wow.
Rawr.
Give me. Yeah, exactly.
That's So I thought he did a great job this week, Enrico, and I hope he comes back as Detective Lou Benedetto.
Yep.
Yes.
Because this was really interesting. We find out that Drake is more than he appears.
Yeah, he's a good guy, kind of.
He's
Right.
working undercover.
He is.
Undercover zombie.
That's right. I was just going to
Okay.
say undercover zombie.
Undercover zombie.
Okay, so Wider Shade of Blaine, real quick. Blaine gets his comeuppance in this episode.
Yes, he does.
Mhm.
His come to Jesus moment.
Literally.
Yep.
Yep.
Mr. Boss
Mhm.
decides he's going to take out Blaine.
He doesn't like the way he's
Well, you found
doing.
Yeah, you found out that Blaine's been ratting to the DA,
That's
Yeah.
right.
and
He's
not
gonna
too
take
not
down
too happy.
Chinatown.
Yep,
Well, and plus, don't they think that he's the killer?
going down to Chinatown.
Yes. They think he's the killer that's killing all the high-level zombies,
Yeah.
right? So, and they're not getting killed anyway,
They're getting frozen.
right?
which
They're
was
getting put on
crazy.
ice. I know. So they take him and they slit his throat and put him in a grave. And
Yep.
since he has that zombie,
He's still
Gene.
a zombie.
Yeah,
Mhm.
apparently it kicked in right at the right time.
yeah,
Which means he's immortal. If
Right.
if they can really get the cure supposedly working, then he could be technically immortal.
yeah, weird,
That's
Which
scary.
means Liv is immortal.
right? So this has many permutations to it.
Mhm. I did like the fact where he crawls out of the grave, and there's like a Girl Scout troop or something.
Yes.
And just he kind of like grabs a blanket or whatever, just walks off. And,
Yeah.
Stumbles around.
And they're all just like,
what?
the hell
They're like,
just
what's going
happened?
And he's all like caked in dirt.
I guess they're used to it. They're like in Seattle.
Yeah, you see that all the time. You see guys just caked
Oh,
in dirt walking through.
must be a leftover
picnics all
from
the
Burning Man.
Yep.
Well, pot's legal now, so
Yep.
they see all kinds of things.
And Arrested Developments, that is the boyfriend, of course, getting arrested and revealing that he is working undercover, which means he's a good guy, which means I'm okay with the fact that she is seeing him. I was kind of okay with it anyway. Because
I was thinking it was like more of a fling. It's like, oh, she thinks he's hot.
Yeah.
And I'm just kind of like, oh, I'm going to have fun.
He was treating her nicely.
Right.
So I was okay with it.
But then he would just kind of cut and run to be with, doing the shady stuff.
But now we know he was doing that shady stuff because he had to, because...
Now you feel better about him going off and doing the shady stuff.
Right,
He's
exactly.
doing it for the right reason.
Right.
Right.
Right?
Yes, he is.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
And an offshoot of that, of course, was that she was waiting for him to come home. Major came over, and then her roommate came.
I've been waiting for that for weeks.
And she finds out that her roommate is not what she appears.
It's not Glenda, it's Rita.
I love it. When Major walks out, he goes, bye, Rita.
Uh-huh.
And he knew what he was doing. He tips right out the door and just like, I'm just going to let this play out.
Close the door and listen for the,
chaos. For the pin to drop, as it were. Yeah, it was great. And wow. Rita knows that she's a zombie.
Yeah.
So there could be an issue there. She knows that zombies can go off.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So she's got to really keep things in check here because she knows that Liv could essentially just kill her.
Yeah. She pulled on zombie.
And how great was that right hook?
I loved it.
I was
Bam! Just
for more. I wanted Liv to go out.
No warning, just cold cocked her.
Yeah.
I hate the actress is fabulous. I've seen the actress on like video shows and stuff. The actress is fabulous. But
she does a good job in that role.
Yeah.
Right. Yep. I hate Rita.
Yeah.
But the actress, and the reason I hate her is because the actress is so good.
She's so funny. The actress is really nice and funny, but she's very good at playing this a character that you just want to sock.
Right. Yes, I really do. And then, the main storyline, again, is the murder, and I want to just go, whatever. Barista, who's kind of the flower child, and the murder gets off.
Now, that was interesting because, normally, like, the bad guy gets, their comeuppance there at the end, but not here.
Well, the actual murderer is taken to jail.
Right.
But the person who
orchestrated
the whisper in his ear.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
So
that actress played Abigail on Hannibal. Mm-hmm. So I knew she was the bad guy off the bat because she's been playing those kind of roles.
Typecasting.
Yeah, it was. So I was always suspicious from her from the get-go.
I was suspicious at the beginning.
But that she got to just drive off into the moonlight was just like that was a surprise to me.
Yeah. And then she sold the coffee shop to Oscar from The Office.
Hey, that's what I was saying. I was like, that's the guy from The Office. How awesome.
I know. I love him. So, it was pretty cool. But that's pretty much it. Yeah. I mean, was there anything?
The zombie rat. When that
right. Newer Hope.
Newer Hope.
New Hope. Yeah.
So,
but it's just and they did they went full on zombie rat.
Yeah, the tainted utopium works big time.
Yep.
Well, it works to turn them into a zombie, right?
Right. Well, isn't that the effect that they wanted?
Well, they're trying to figure the cure out, but
I thought they wanted to turn.
But the tainted utopium has to turn the rat into a zombie first.
Oh, okay.
To make sure it works, yeah.
Right. So yes, they have tainted utopium.
Okay, so they have the utopia.
But that is quite the drastic effect.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt really bad for that rat.
I did too.
It hurt a little bit to see that rat like that. So yes, we do have that.
That was a full Walking Dead rat.
It was.
It was
Yeah.
gone.
All right, ratings.
I give it 8 knocked out Ritas.
Yay!
Nice.
Boom! I love that. I was cheering. I was like, I hate Rita. Knock her
I
out.
know. I hit her again.
I like this episode a lot. I gave it 8.5 out of 10 smiling cups of damn good coffee.
And hot.
And hot.
I love coffee.
I give it 8.5 picnic blankets.
Nice.
Oh, I like that.
I was kind of mad when you brought up the picnic blanket.
Hey, boo-boo, get the picnic basket.
That's right. I wanted
blankets.
to blindside us with the picnic blanket.
The
Okay.
picnic blanket.
Arrow. Season 4, episode 15, Taken.
Liam
my
Neeson.
story-
Oh, wait, no. Sorry,
Shush.
that was something else. Okay. Shh.
My A story is I have a very particular set of skills.
Nice.
Yeah, definitely.
My B story is now he pulls out.
Yeah, he could have pulled
Okay.
out sooner.
Okay.
And my
With
C
Ian
story.
Smith.
I'm waiting for the
And
porn
I-
music on that one.
And I mean
Chicka
pulls out
pow
of
wow.
the race.
Say that again, Karen.
I mean pulls out of the race, Dirty Minds.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
And my C story is her boots weren't made for walking.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Flashback is none shall pass. Oh, you have a tramp stamp? Go ahead then.
Nice.
Okay, so
Oliver's tramp stamp.
yes, exactly. So I have a very particular set of skills. Of course, is William getting taken.
I have a particular set of skills.
And they named the episode that. I love that they owned it. They
Yes,
named it
they
Taken.
did. But they just completely lifted.
I will find you and I will kill you.
That's right. And we have guest star Vixen.
Yeah, I love
Hey.
Yeah, she was great in this. And I love that they just lifted her from the web-based series.
Yep. Yeah, that I forget what it's called, but
You too, but it's
yeah,
CW Seed.
that's it. Thank you.
yeah,
Yeah, the CW Seed,
Yeah.
where they introduced. That's how she got to know
Arrow.
Arrow and the Flash.
Right.
So that's why here Arrow's like, oh yeah, I know this
I
person.
remember you.
Yeah.
from this. Yeah.
But, and he said we had a very animated encounter.
Yeah,
I
that
know,
was
it was great.
That was
That
clever.
was cute.
That was
Great.
clever.
So they tied it in together, which is wonderful for people that are following both.
Mm-hmm.
And I loved how they did the special effects for her.
Mhm.
How they made the animal come out in that ghostly sort of.
It reminded me of Harry Potter with the Patronus.
Yes, I saw that. I saw
I
that.
want my Patronus to be like that.
That was dead on.
It was very cool. And the fact that she joined them was very cool because magic against magic. I thought it was a good team up. And that they mentioned John Constantine because, of course, magic.
Yes.
I know. But he's
Well,
in Hell, which is
where else would he be?
right.
Because
And there have been-
he's the Hellblazer after all.
That
What,
is
5 or
true.
6 storylines where he does actually go
Yeah.
into
Oh,
hell
yeah.
to
Exactly.
rescue someone, so it's not out of the realm of possibility. And of course, Ollie would keep tabs on him, right?
Gotta know where his bro is.
Sure, he does this all the time.
Yeah, he probably like he texted him with an emoji with like flame or something. Oh, by the way, Ollie, I'm in hell.
Devil's horns and then
Yeah.
flames.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Or that's his auto answer, Instead of I'm driving, I'm in hell.
I'm in hell right now. Sorry, can't call you back. Yeah,
No service in hell.
Sorry, mate. Sorry, mate. I'm in hell.
Call
right.
back.
Sorry. Working on a Mena deal.
Yep.
Okay, so I thought that was cool that Vixen is on. She's a great counterpart. I hope she comes back.
That was great to see her in live action.
Yeah, and the actress they got was perfect. Just a really great representation of her.
And I knew I recognized her. There's a show I loved, but like 10 years ago called The 4400.
Mm-hmm.
She was in it. She played Isabel.
Oh,
So I knew I recognized her.
oh,
She's been in other stuff
I
too. 'cause
watched
I was-
that show.
Yeah. I want to say Isabel was like, oh, now I forgot. And she was a daughter. I think I want to say
She
she
was
was someone's daughter.
a bit younger then.
Hmm.
Yeah. I think
I'll
she,
have to go back and look.
but I looked at her IMDb, huh?
Very cool.
Yeah, Megalyn, and
That's cool.
really unpronounceable last name.
Another thing I saw on IMDb, she's African royalty.
Very nice.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Her grandfather was the tribal leader of a tribe in, I think, Nigeria. So how cool is
Very
that?
nice.
Mm-hmm.
That goes along with her character as well.
Right, and it kind of harkens back to the thing with Legends of Tomorrow and the Egyptian princess. So we've got some royalty here. I like it.
Very nice.
Mhm.
I like it. And I love how they nullified Damien. And
Yep.
this makes for a bit of a snapping, a narrowing down of who is going to be responsible for that grave. It most likely won't be Damien.
Rip.
I'm guessing it's going to be Merlin. What do you guys think?
So you're shifting away from your Donna smoke theory?
No, I still think it's going to be Donna.
You
Okay.
think Donna's going to be in the grave?
Yeah.
Yep.
A lot of
But
people think it's going to be Thea.
I think
Yeah.
Why would Felicity be that upset about Thea? Like more upset than Ollie?
But wouldn't Felicity be at the grave instead of Ollie being there and burying
Unless there's
Beth?
something wrong with her legs still.
Yeah, but it still seems like she would have at least put herself in a wheelchair and gone to the grave. I don't think she'd be waiting in the car.
Mm-hmm.
What if it's William?
That
No, it's
would
gone. Remember, they're undercover.
be, yeah, but that could change.
Yeah, exactly.
Someone could find
Okay,
it.
I'm sticking by Donna.
All
Okay.
right.
But I think it's Merlin that's done the killing.
Or the toy maker, or not toy maker. I'm getting my shows mixed up
Yep.
again. Who's the father? Who's Felicity's father?
Oh, the calculator.
The
Yeah,
calculator. The toy calculator. Which,
The
whatever.
The pocket.
I'm getting-
The pocket
every-
calculator.
Everyone
Yeah,
has
calculator.
an evil father. Everyone has.
I know, right?
Get them mixed up. I'm like, but
Yeah,
yeah.
it's the calculator. Could
Could
be.
be the calculator. Yeah. So,
Yeah. I think we've narrowed it down to maybe not Damien.
But I gotta
Yeah.
think. I gotta think Merlin, because he's got that grudge because of
Mm-hmm.
Oliver chopping his hand
Serious
off.
grudge.
So,
And also an alienating Thea from him.
right.
So yeah, he's got a huge grudge.
Well, he's also got a grudge because he's I guess he's not Ra's al Ghul anymore, right?
Right.
There is no
Exactly.
Ra's al
Right.
Ghul.
So there's that. Yep.
He's super bummed about that.
Right. So we also get, now he pulls out, which is Damien making the ultimatum where you pull out of the race or you don't get William back. And along with that, they also managed to take away his powers by smashing that idol, which was awesome.
Yes.
And he does pull out of the race as well. So I think we're going to see some fallout from that next week. He's not going to go back into the race, but is Damien's wife still going to be in the race?
And maybe that's what leads to 2046 in Legends of Tomorrow.
Ooh.
This could all be part of that. They all come together.
Yeah, who knows? And now that he's not a huge threat, could
Mhm.
someone else step up? Could maybe Commissioner Lane step
Maybe.
up? Could I don't know.
You mean Quentin?
Yeah.
Quentin could step in, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Now,
I was-
Legends of Tomorrow seemed to hint that Grant Wilson was going to be showing up.
And that'll be in 15 years, though.
Oh, that's
Because-
true.
Yeah, so I doubt anything. Huh?
He's still a kid.
Yeah. Yeah.
We'll talk about that later, but that
Yeah.
still doesn't make sense to me because he would only be like 15 and
Right.
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 Anyways,
Okay.
yeah,
So after all this stuff has happened, at
Mhm.
the end of the episode, Felicity cannot reconcile the fact that even though he has promised to keep this secret from her,
Mhm.
which I still think is stupid, he could have told Felicity anyway.
Right.
yeah.
Who doesn't think that? Right.
in the middle of the night.
Oliver is apparently a compulsive liar
Right.
because he can't be honest.
Why can't he just say to her, "Look, she told me not to tell you, so
Yeah.
don't say this thing, but
Mm-hmm.
I have a son." Okay. So I think justifiably so.
Yeah.
She takes off her ring,
Right.
puts it down, and miraculously
Walks.
gets up out of the
Yep.
chair and walks
Yep.
like she has never been paralyzed.
Right.
She's motivated. She wants to get out of there.
Yeah, hello though. Come on. When she just couldn't
The-
even take one step at the beginning of
These
this.
boots are made for walking.
Exactly.
That's just what they'll do.
Right. Which I thought was pretty, and pardon the pun, lame.
Yeah.
Uh,
And now it's kind of anticlimactic though now because Stephen Amell tweeted out a picture of him and Felicity at the altar.
Right.
Oh, okay.
So
Look
it's
at that.
it's all blown now.
They're
Right.
gonna,
Like obviously it's like, oh, they're gonna work it out. They're gonna get
Right.
married, right?
Right. Exactly. And then the flashback, none shall pass. Oh, you have a tramp snap. Go ahead, none.
Yeah.
Redneck man came back
Oh,
as a zombie.
Conklin.
Conklin zombie.
So he's now like Zombie Conklin or
Right.
Zonklin.
Zonklin. He came back as the spirit of whatever's in that cave, and apparently the little tramp stamp that Constantine gave him was the symbol that said you can go into the cave. And that is pretty much it for the flashbacks that I really super hate.
Yeah, Zombie Conklin's like, okie doke, come on,
Come on in.
come on in.
You're good.
You're good. It's all cool.
Yeah. I so hate those island flashbacks.
I'll be honest, the flashback is my cue to go to the bathroom.
Yeah, me too.
That's a good 2-3 minutes for me to go to the bathroom.
Right.
I
'cause
just
they're
wish
the worst.
all they had to do was take all these little flashbacks, combine them into one episode,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and this is what drives me nuts as a writer because instead of just taking us out of the story,
Mm-hmm.
constantly going back to these flashbacks
Which
that
they
don't
do.
don't really serve much of a purpose.
They don't tie into the story at all.
Rarely
Right.
do they tie into the main narrative.
Right.
So all you had to do is just combine all those flashback segments into one episode, have a flashback episode,
Right.
and that would have been fine.
That will
And it would be much
probably
more
tie into the season,
right.
but each episode, the flashbacks don't tie into each episode unless they're flashbacks of that particular episode, which I find interesting. Like if they're Diggle flashbacks or
Yeah.
Felicity flashbacks or something like that. I love those.
In
Right.
this case, it might have helped us understand a little bit better if we flash back to Felicity as a child and, obviously, the issues she had with her family. This would have been a great time to have some Felicity flashbacks.
Right.
It would have given more gravity to the way she's feeling. Obviously she's feeling like, she doesn't, he doesn't trust her.
Right.
And maybe that's what happened with,
Her dad,
calculated-
you think.
Yeah, and so I think that would have grounded her feelings a little bit more. They
Sure.
can make them more useful.
But no, they have to go back to the island.
The Arrow writers are just obsessed with these flashbacks, and it drives me nuts.
Yeah.
I think they feel like they have to do them.
Does
And they
anyone
don't.
like the island?
The contractually obligated flashbacks.
Guess
Yeah.
so.
Let's just call them that. TM.
Well, haven't they caught up yet? Because it shows. I'm sorry.
One more year.
Yeah. Hopefully they'll stop.
Because we got to show Oliver getting his all like hair all long and beardy and hermity, and
Oh.
how did he get to that point? We have to
They're
tell that
bad.
story because it's such a big story.
It's just terrible.
Yeah.
Okay, ratings.
7 awkward baby mama introductions.
Very nice.
I did love that. I love this is Samantha. Who's she?
Yeah, I cheated on you with her.
And the way Laurel looked like, no, Ollie should be ashamed.
Yeah.
Right.
Go, Laurel.
Yeah.
I gave it 7, but now that I'm thinking,
No, keep it.
all right, yeah, I'm
You're going to
kind
make
of-
me downgrade mine, aren't you?
yeah,
No.
I think 7's good.
Go ahead.
See, I liked that Vixen was in this episode.
Yeah,
I thought they did a really good job with that.
Good.
So I gave it 8 out of 10 Tantu totems.
Ooh, I
That's
like
very
that.
cool. The only reason mine is as high as 7 is because of Vixen.
Vixen was awesome.
Vixen was great.
The lying thing has bothered me all season, and the flashbacks are terrible.
Yep.
So I gave it a 7 miraculous, quote unquote, recoveries.
Right.
I like that. Look, I'm walking.
Yeah.
Yep.
Ha-ha, yay, I'm done. And she doesn't
Yeah.
even look that surprised after about 20 seconds.
She was
Yep.
like, I'm out of here. My thought was, I was like, shouldn't she just bring the wheelchair with her just in case?
You'd think,
Or,
right?
or at least a cane,
Yeah.
Something.
but or you know.
She looked surprised for about 5 seconds, and
But
then
you're
after
there to
that,
break
she's-
out into like Saturday Night Fever
right.
dancing.
Hello, my baby. Hello, my
Exactly.
hello, my ragtime gal.
Like Spaceballs.
Spaceballs.
Yep.
They are on the CW, so
Right. Good point.
Warner Brothers.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. So next and last, Legends of Tomorrow, Season 1, Episode 6, Star City 2046. I have Beyond Aerodome, The Descendants, and Burning Desire. And here I will play it this time.
Oh yeah. Oh
Let's
yeah.
talk about the crush here.
Oh,
And,
poor baby Jazz.
Yeah. Jax has a bit of a
Jax.
crush.
Yeah.
Sweet
And,
Christmas.
Oh, yeah, let me
Where's,
play.
where's my sweet Christmas?
Christmas.
There we go.
Sweet Christmas.
So Jax has a bit of a crush on Kendra. And not just that, but Kendra is also getting along with Ray very well. And that's making Jax very jealous.
Mm-hmm.
And it's
And I
affecting Stein.
I like that the professor is trying to help here. And in helping,
Yep.
he alerts Ray to the fact that there might be a romantic interest for Ray as well.
This was a total wingman fail
Yes.
for Professor Stein.
Wow, wow,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
Yep, exactly. So
Now, however well-intentioned Professor Stein was, but yeah,
yeah, it was a self-fulfilling prophecy, essentially.
Yeah,
It was, yeah.
it was a bootstrap paradox.
There you go. And eventually, Kendra just ended up saying, look, I don't want either of you.
Look, I just become this Egyptian goddess. I'm swamped.
I'm not in the right place.
Yeah,
She's
for
like,
this.
we don't have good coffee here.
right.
I was at Positivities and I love the coffee. And
Exactly.
any coffee, I can't deal, okay?
Plus, you know, I have this whole soulmate thing going on. He might show up at any minute, so I gotta kind of keep
But-
myself open.
But we know that he won't be born until after she dies. So she is free reign right now.
Time
No?
travel. Time
What?
travel.
Time travel.
Time travel.
Oh, that's true. You're right.
It's all
But it would be
timey-wimey.
a different one, though. It would be a different. It
Doesn't
would be a-
matter.
Doesn't
If he
matter.
shows up and that he's the right age, who cares?
Okay, so she'll want to get with him.
See, that's what I'm saying.
I
Yep.
understand. That does make sense.
Yep.
Time travel.
But it'll be awkward though if there's another Kendra too.
Who cares?
All right, that's right. Our Kendra can take her.
Well, you know, there can always be this. 2 Kendras.
Oh,
Hey now.
two Kendra's better than one. Yo, get the smooth jazz on. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
This is how
Oh, yeah.
I shows in. Yeah.
And then the Descendants, we had 2 Descendants in this episode. And one of them was Connor Hawk, who was flipped around a bit.
Yeah.
Instead of being Ollie's son,
Mm-hmm.
it was Diggle's son.
Who is not even born yet,
Right? Well,
because his
Yeah.
daughter is a daughter.
It's a daughter.
right. And Connor wouldn't be born yet either, because unless William changed his identity to Connor,
But
and he would be the wrong age.
yeah, exactly.
So
This makes sense because it's 30 years after the time we know, so we could think that Connor / Diggle was maybe 26.
right.
So it would make sense if Arrow in the next few years has them have a baby boy.
Right.
Right.
If Arrow is still around.
I hope
But-
so.
Either way. Yeah, but then it would also make sense if you know, Arrow has a kid, if it would actually be his son, like in the comics.
Oh, it just
Yeah.
names him after John.
But no, it's actually John's kid.
I know it's actually John's kid.
Yeah.
I get that.
Yeah. Which is, I thought it was an interesting way to go.
Yeah.
And the actors look like him.
I don't care if they change things a little bit. It's fine. I like that he decided to take up the mantle of Arrow. It was cool. And I like how Sarah is so gullible that she thinks in 2047, Ollie looks just like he did when they left. Young and agile and ready to go.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's like, do the math, Sarah. It's like 30 years later. He's gonna.
Yeah,
he's not immortal. He's not gonna.
Well, but he's got a robot arm, so maybe she thought maybe he has a robot body or something. I don't know. I'm trying to help her.
It has 3 settings. Oh.
I want to hear about this third setting. Magic.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it takes up a lot of batteries.
But it does.
So
they use like solar technology.
Okay. All I can say is she was really gullible, and
see, we just go downhill fast, don't we?
You really have to think that. Why would you just walk up to someone in that wasteland and just assume they're the person that they were 40 years ago?
Yeah. 30 years ago.
Yeah, 30 years ago. But, come on.
Ray did it too.
Yeah,
Ray,
I know. And Ray's supposed to be a genius.
Well, he's a doofus too.
Yeah.
He cracked me up. He was like, "Hey, Ollie, don't you remember Rip Hunter came and recruited us to be a legend? Don't you remember?"
Hey, let me just spell it all out for you, even if you're a stranger.
Yeah, I was like, no.
Yeah. Stupid. Just dumb. They're always giving out their whole background to anyone that's standing
Well,
there.
they do that for the audience.
Right. I know.
But
It's like a chance to be expository dialogue. But,
right.
Yeah.
But I'm playing devil's advocate.
Yeah.
They're kind of the B team. Because when you think about it, they were recruited because Rip Hunter said they were legends. But then in the first episode, he was like, "Nah, actually, you're the ones that no one remembers.
Just expendable."
They're expendable. So they are the B team. So
Right.
in that sense, they're living up to.
They're kind of dummies.
They are kind of dummies.
Yeah. So the other descendant on the other side of the fence, Slade Wilson's son.
Grant.
Wilson.
Yeah,
Wilson.
I was as a Titans fan, I was really geeked about this.
Yeah.
Because in the comics, the first ever Deathstroke story, they introduced Deathstroke's son, who becomes this bad guy for the Hive, becomes the Ravager, and so here, like they introduced Grant, and I thought that was great, but turns out, oh, he's not the Ravager in this. He's just the second Deathstroke.
Right. Well, I'm guessing that if this future is just an alternate future,
Right.
he might have actually become the Ravager.
And then became the second Deathstroke.
Right.
Right. When maybe Slade died, or
Right. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So if this turns out to be an alternate timeline, the real timeline, he would actually just be the Ravager.
Right.
Yeah. We'll still have him.
And Slade has 2 more kids, at least in the comics,
Mm-hmm.
that they haven't introduced yet.
Now, Sarah, again, walks up to him thinking that he's Slade.
Yeah.
Duh. You dummy. Now, you've already seen that.
Yeah. Do I? Yeah.
Judge a book by its cover.
Well, I mean, to be fair, I mean, didn't Rip say that time travel kind of disorients?
I guess, but please.
But they haven't really dwelt on that ever since the pilot. So
No.
I have a theory.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why she doesn't wear a mask anymore. Because she might look in the mirror and go, Laurel. So that maybe she just has, like mask aphasia or something.
Maybe she's just a dummy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
You could insert a blonde joke in there somewhere, I'm sure.
Yeah. Exactly. That's
But
why
not
Laurel is
around
a
Felicity.
brunette.
Yep.
Say that again, Karen. I'm sorry.
Maybe that's why Laurel is a brunette.
Yeah. She's a Swifter of the two sisters.
She
Yep.
is.
Mm-hmm.
And the real main story is, of course, the city, Star City, is now beyond Aerodome,
Right.
where I actually liked that Rory decided
I
he was
still
Heat wave.
just gonna take over the city. He found his niche.
He waves it like, this is awesome.
He's got his fur coat, and
Yep.
he can get beer or alcohol whenever he wants.
I've
Yeah.
got like a biker chick, and
He loves it.
this is great.
He
got a
doesn't read. Go ahead, Karen.
He's got a motorcycle. He's got a sweet ride. He's got the whole city to himself. He's the king.
Yep. And then meanwhile, Captain Cold's just like, what?
You said meanwhile.
Like,
I'm sorry.
What?
You said meanwhile.
Meanwhile, yes.
Captain Cold's like,
Yeah,
"Come
Captain's
on,
like,
let's get out of here.
dude, we have to go.
Right.
Let's get out of here. We got stuff to do." Captain Cold was probably bored. I would be bored too. You know?
Yeah, me too. But then, Leonard does have a lot more in the brain area
He does a lot.
than Rory. And I think that is his saving grace.
Mhm.
And he's also showing a lot more of that morality
Right.
every
Especially-
episode.
Especially since he tried to make things right for his younger self. I think maybe part of what he's thinking is he did all this work to set his life right for his young self. He wants that to come to fruition. But obviously in this 2046 nightmare, whatever life he set for himself probably is not that good anymore.
Right. And he doesn't want to waste this chance that he's been given. And if he and Rory stay there, how wrong is that? I mean, he can do all kinds of things. This is just lame. Right?
Yeah, it's just riding out time.
there.
Mhm.
Yeah, he doesn't want to stay there. And I like that Rory fights back. You're not the boss of me. And Leonard says, yes, I am the boss of you.
Yeah, it's like he kind of is.
You're the muscle, I'm the brains.
Right.
Let's make lots of money.
Yep.
Let's make lots
Lots
of
of
money.
money. That's
Yep.
what I was thinking this whole time. I'm like, oh, it's like the Pet Shop Boys.
I'll be the brains. Yeah.
And it's Pinky and the Brain, too. I mean, that's essentially who they are. What are we going to do today, Brain?
Yep.
Take
Same
over
thing.
the world.
The same thing we do every time, Pinky. Try to take over the world.
Right.
They got
And really, that's the dynamic they have going. But, Rory decides he's going to try and be the alpha, and it does not work. So there's that. Now, what am I missing? I'm sure I'm missing something.
Oh,
What? One thing I was confused about Grant Wilson. All right, so this is 30 years after the time we're familiar with,
right.
but they said that the uprising happened 15 years ago, and it was started by Grant Wilson. Wouldn't he have been a teenager?
Well,
like
we don't know how old Grant is here.
right.
He could be like 40 in this time frame.
Well, a
Or
hard.
his 30s.
Yeah.
Yeah. I still think, though, he would have been young 15 years ago. Like, if he's 30 in 2046.
Now, I do have to say, if he's with Hive, again, he could be using that blood,
Yep.
That's true.
his mother's blood, to keep himself young.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So theoretically, we could see Grant Wilson in present day Arrow.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. That would be cool. Yeah,
That-
he may look the same, too.
Mm-hmm.
Because Manu Bennett is old enough to probably have like a what?
A whole brood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
I mean,
true.
he could probably have like a 20-year-old kid, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, he could.
How
And
old
again,
is
if they're with Hive.
mhm.
That's true. They have the moisturizer they put on that.
That's right. Mommy's blood.
Exactly.
Yep.
Another thing I thought of, they keep calling Ray, like they keep saying, "Oh, he's a billionaire. I don't have a chance with him, or I don't have a chance against him." When you think about it, is he really still a billionaire?
Nope.
Because
No,
the world
'cause he
thinks
signed-
he's dead.
And
He got nothing.
yeah,
He's got nothing.
and Felicity's got all his money.
Right.
Yep.
So all he's got is the Atom suit on his back. That's all
That's
he's
right.
got. So he's not so formidable.
None of them have money.
No.
Well,
How do they have
Captain
money?
Cold and Heatwave, they steal money.
They've
Yeah,
got chalices.
they've got
and
money.
coat.
It just goes to the pot, right?
Right.
I mean, what else are they going to do with it? it's not like they can go out and spend it without everyone else being around. So
Maybe it's like Doctor Who, and once in a while they go to like some party planet, or no, I guess not planet in this case, but some party
Rigel?
time.
Did they go to Rigel?
Maybe they did that. Farscape.
Yep.
Yeah, maybe they do.
Yeah, who knows?
Risa?
All right.
You mean Risa?
Oh, Risa.
Oh.
On Star Trek Next Generation?
On Star Trek.
Yeah.
I got mixed up. Yeah, Stargate. Where did they go on Star Trek? Now I'm getting confused. Where did they go on Star Trek? That's Risa, right?
That's
Risa.
Risa, yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That's okay.
That one. What you said.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Or they party with Rigel.
All
Either
of
one.
it.
Either one. It's
I
all
understand
good.
that.
It's all, yeah, okay.
It's all
So,
good.
ratings.
I really liked this episode. I was very excited the whole time. So I gave it 9 baby death strokes.
Nice.
Oh, very.
And I want to see the Funko Pop figure of baby death.
Yeah, right?
That would be awesome. I'm Deathstroke.
Awesome. I give this one 8.5 out of 10 long overdue goatees.
Definitely.
Very nice.
Because we've been waiting for Oliver Queen to be sporting the goatee action, and we finally get it, although it's older Oliver.
Mm-hmm.
But better late than
Very nice.
who looks a little bit more like Santa Claus.
Yeah, he kind of did. But it was cool. I liked his
there.
performance in this.
Yeah.
And finally, it looked realistic. Fake hair that looked
It
realistic.
did. They must got, they
Well, maybe
fit
different
their
make-
person to a
Yeah, different makeup.
Different person, yeah. Because I mean, his hair looked really good, all gray, and like
Mhm.
so, yeah.
They
It looked
got a
real-
different wig person.
Yep.
Yeah.
I gave it 8.5 fur coats.
That's cool. I like that.
Yeah, I love that fur coat. It looked good on Rory.
You look like a player.
That's right. And of course, we do have feedback now.
Yes, we do.
Right. Cool.
So I shall play it now. It is from Justina.
Hi, Karen and Charles. Oh my God, did you see that? That was an absolutely huge shark wearing pants. I must admit, when I saw the commercial for this episode, I thought it was going to be totally popcorn. But it really did have a lot of substance, too. I feel really bad for Barry. He's a new superhero, and he's so young. Now, not only does he carry the burdens of one Earth, now he's aware that there is another Earth, and he feels responsible for things that have happened on that Earth as well. I hope that he takes John Diggle's advice and doesn't let the weight of the world weigh him down. We can't have that. He's the Flash. He can't slow down. But I see his perspective, and it's gotta be hard for Barry. I have to deduct a point from this episode because Wally's driving me crazy. I hope that now that
I forgot to rant about
I
that.
had a little talk with him, that he won't be as annoying when Flash comes back in March. So many weeks off. So I give this episode 9 out of 10 sharks wearing pants. Uh-oh, I think we need a bigger Flash. I love Cisco. Arrow gets 8 out of 10 Arrow action figures. So when the episode started off, I thought, great, they're going the realistic route with Felicity. That neurotransmitter is going to help her, but she's going to have some rehab ahead. And then she just turns around and walks out on Oliver at the end of the episode.
Right?
She's not wobbly or unstable or anything. She just turns around and walks out on him.
0 to 60 in
This does not make any
3.3 seconds.
They made a point of telling us that that ship is not perfect. So I hope we see some evidence of this as we go along.
I doubt
Merlin
it.
drives me crazy. Did you ever notice he has his own theme song? When we were watching the episode, when they said that a one-handed man took William, they played this little theme that I recognized that they always play when Merlin is around, or the League. And I thought that was really interesting that they put it in as a musical cue in case you couldn't remember who the one-handed man is. I loved Vixen, and I loved that message that Oliver taped for his son. I'm wondering if William and Samantha going into hiding explains for the fact that Oliver's son has a different name in the comics. Maybe they're going to change their identities to protect themselves. I wish Felicity had listened to Samantha and forgave Oliver, but I still hold out hope that that forgiveness will come in the future. and they
No
won't
worries,
stay broken up.
Justina.
And I loved Vixen. She was awesome. I forgot about that animated series on CW Seed. I think I'm going to have to check it out. Legends gets 10 out of 10 Futures in Flux. I'm not going to lie, I got really, really sad when I saw the Arrow Cave in that state of disrepair. And again with the musical cues. I loved it how they changed it to the Arrow theme as soon as the characters entered the
I
Arrow
did
Cave.
notice that.
I noticed that as well.
Sarah was right to confront Rip about, you want us to change the future to save your family, but I can't stay here and help my city for a moment. And Rip is right too, that they are going to keep running across situations like this. But I'm really glad that Rip sent the team out to help Sarah in the end. I'm wondering if we will see these characters, even though this is only a possible future. I wonder if John Diggle will have a son, even if his fate does not turn out the same. I love the character development in Leonard Snart. We met him as a villain. We know he's Captain Cold, but really he's not all that cold. We know that he loves his sister. He's helped Barry in the past. And I know he's basically out for himself most of the time, but I really like that we're seeing growth in him as he's moving between villain to hero and really becoming part of the team. If there's one person I'm worried about not gelling with the team properly, it's Rory. He really is a loose cannon. I worry that he may cause trouble for them in the future or in the past. This is a timey-wimey time travel show. I kept catching the camera angles where they were focusing on the everything must go signs in the stores. I thought it was nice symbolism for everyone is gone.
I'm gonna
and
have to
only
go back
the
and see
criminals
that.
are
Look for
remaining
that.
here in Star City. I had rain problems with 2 episodes this week. Both Flash and Arrow had rainy nights, yet the characters didn't seem to be getting wet enough, even though they were standing in the rain. Caitlin's hair didn't seem to be getting wet. Barry's suit was a tiny bit wet. And then Oliver and Vixen standing in the rain in Arrow. Her hair didn't get wet either.
Mm-hmm.
This is really weird. Have a super week?
Yeah. Good observation. They never stay wet.
I noticed that too while I was watching that Arrow, or that, the Arrow episode, because they're standing in the middle of the street.
Right.
And rain is coming down around them, but not on them. You don't
right.
see it beating off their shoulders.
Or in their hair getting wet.
Yeah.
It's like it's just a curtain in front of the camera.
Right.
Right.
It's magic.
Magic, yeah.
All
Well,
part of
it was magic this week.
That's true. So maybe that's it.
They had a force field around them. So, yeah. Thanks, Justina. You're awesome.
Yeah, thanks, Justina.
I love her insights. I love that she noticed that everything must go. I'm going to have to go back and watch that.
I hadn't noticed that. I've already watched the episode twice, and now I have to watch it a third time.
I know. At least watch those parts and see them. But I love the music cues. I did notice the one for Legends of Tomorrow when they were in the cave and they played the Arrow music. I loved that. Blake Neely does such a great job.
Yeah, it does help that the same composer does all 3 shows.
Yeah.
He also does Supergirl. Yeah, he does Supergirl too. But yeah, so it's really, that's nice and convenient that he can just use his own themes.
It's very cool, yeah. Okay, so if you'd like to leave feedback, you can get in touch with us on Twitter at FandomZonecast, on Facebook at facebook.com/FandomZonePodcast, or you can email us at fandomzonecast@gmail.com. And you can get in touch with me at Aleveria, Aleveria, and there's a link there that leads to About Me, and that leads to my blog, which has all my links. Alley Stuff is what it's called.
On the Twitter machine.
That's right. And then Charles?
Of course, at Charles Skaggs on the Twitter machine, at Charles Skaggs on the Instagrams, Google Plus for all you crazy kids on the Google Plus, and Facebook, of course, and my blog of geeky things, Damn Good Coffee and Hot, where I talk about all these shows and more.
That's right.
And the Fandom Zone podcast. So hope you check it out.
And then meanwhile, our guest, I'm going to let her have the podium for a moment to let her plug her stuff. So let us know where we can find you, Lola.
Well, you can find me at LolaLariscy.com, LOLALARISCY. and you can see some of my writing there. I also podcasted my first novel, Trudy Lim's Spaceship Captain Earth Detective. It was a year of my life. I don't know if I'll ever do it again, but it's there if you want to listen to it. And I'm also part of ScannerDrome. We do video shows, which is also in an audio podcast form. You can get it from all the podcasting places. And we're ScannerDrome.com. And I'm also on Twitter, either at ScannerDrome Mag or at Lola Lariscy.
Awesome.
Fantastic.
Yay.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining us.
A great addition this week.
Yeah, I hope you had fun.
I had a great time.
Awesome.
Yay. You fit right in.
Yeah, you're welcome back anytime.
I
Anytime.
love talking about this stuff because not many people know all these shows, and I'm like, but I gotta talk about it.
Well,
that's how we feel too.
that's what we do.
That's right.
And
Okay.
and you can see what kind of masochists we are because we cover all these shows.
I know, we're crazy.
I'm exhausted.
So when Justina complains about, Arrow's not back for like till March.
We're like,
yes, we get a few shows we don't have to talk about.
You get to narrow it down to like more like 4 shows. It's like, oh,
exactly.
you're off for a
Yeah, or like 6 from 9. So,
right.
Yeah. So
exactly.
it's
only one more Agent Carter, but then we get Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
because Gotham's coming back.
Yeah.
Daredevil's starting up again soon. So
Right.
yeah.
Got a full plate.
Yep, we sure do. Until summer. And then it'll narrow down and we'll have to pick some old show to rewatch over the summer.
Yep.
That sounds cool.
Yeah, that's what we did. Birds of Prey last summer.
Right.
You know what? I remember when that came on. I watched that.
Yeah, we did too.
we cycled through it, but
rewatching it was a bit of an experience.
it hasn't aged well.
No, because now we're used to such super stuff as what the CW has and CBS. So going back to that, I mean, superhero shows were still in their infancy, and maybe didn't have much money.
We were a little critical of it.
Yeah, we hadn't quite hit the golden age.
No, not nearly. We're just barely there now.
Yeah, hopefully they'll keep on. Thank you, Greg Berlanti.
That's
Hopefully
right.
they'll keep on.
Greg Berlanti and what's his name?
Andrew Kreisberg.
Andrew Kreisberg, yes, but on the other side, the Avengers dude.
Oh, Whedon.
Joss
Jed
Whedon?
Yes, thank you.
Jed Whedon on the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Jed and Joss.
Marissa Tancherowin.
Yeah. All of them too.
I'm the only one who could pronounce.
I can't pronounce Tancherowin.
I can't. I'm like, and Melissa.
Yeah, Melissa Tancherowin. Yeah, that's what I said. Okay, now you'll be happy because I'm gonna go back to our regular ending this week. Now you can do the wah.
Yes.
All right. Here we go. Time to go, and we shall see you next week for episode 49. Next week.
Yes.
Getting close to episode.
We got to figure out what we're doing for 50.
I know. We'll have to shoot some emails back and forth.
Yeah. We need to coordinate.
All right. So we shall see you next week.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone. Oh, sorry. Hold on. There we go.
That's the right one. You just love that old theme.
I'll do both.